Saw that. Looking forward to it. It's the 114th meeting, and Kentucky has not won back-to-back against Tennessee since 1976-77. Taylor Zarzour, John Congemi going to be on the call. Enjoy.
Peter, it's a beautiful day on Rocky Top. A little bit chilly, but that's not slowing anybody down. Volunteers need to win 2 of their last 3. Kentucky, what a season they've had with Mark Stoops shaking the hand of head coach Jeremy Pruitt. You know Benny Snell's jacked up. It's the Cats and the Vols. And it's on SEC Network, the 11th ranked team in the country here today in Neyland Stadium. With John Congemi and Chris Button, I'm Taylor Zarzour. Matt Stinchcomb, we are proud of you, my friend. College Football Hall of Fame getting honored today in Athens, but I get to go eye level this week.
Well, you know what,
this.
Matt, congratulations. He's kind of marked his territory. His name's on everything, including this box he stands on for the Open, so I'm glad I'm not going to touch that.
But we've always got Chris Button. Chris, there's a lot to play for the Cats still this season.
Yeah, despite losing to Georgia and not playing in the SEC championship game in Atlanta later this season, this team told me they don't need a pep talk. They know there's a lot to play for, a possible chance to play in a New Year's Six Bowl and winning 10 wins this regular season.
Let's take a look at 6 players today in 60 seconds. Lynn Bowden is doing it all for the Kentucky Wildcats. He's the team's leading receiver and is dynamic as a return man. The sophomore has emerged as one of the best players in the SEC.
Kentucky's outside linebacker Josh Allen knows how to disrupt the execution of an offense. His 14.5 tackles for loss leads the SEC, and his 10 quarterback sacks ranks 3rd nationally.
Junior running back Benny Snell leads the SEC in rush yards per game. He's fast, physical, with a great ability to gain yards after contact. The former 3-star recruit plays with a massive chip on his shoulder.
Tennessee quarterback Jarrett Garantano's confidence is sky high, only throwing 2 interceptions all season. Offensive coordinator Tyson Helton says, "There's nothing I can't throw at him."
Freshman corner Bryce Thompson is a ball hawk, leading the Vols defense with 3 interceptions. The last time that happened, 2-time All-American Eric Berry was roaming the secondary for the Tennessee defense.
Marquez Callaway leads Tennessee in catches, but he's even a bigger threat on special teams. Running back an 82-yard punt return for a touchdown last week against Charlotte.
Tennessee won the toss, they defer. Kentucky will receive. They have lost 16 straight here in Knoxville. Have not won since 1984. This is the 114th meeting between these 2 SEC East rivals. It's the 3rd most played game in the Southeastern Conference behind Auburn, Georgia, and the Egg Bowl, Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Lynn Bowden from the 4. And the speedster is corralled shy of the 25-yard line. Touchdown Terry had that big pass to C.J. Conrad 2 weeks ago. Wilson has been hot, John Congemi, in these last 2 games.
Well, his percentage has gone up, and I think that offensive coordinator Eddie Grant has made it easy for him to start the games, getting some easy completions and really cutting down on his reads. 1, 2, if it's not there, go ahead and take off and use your best asset, which is his legs.
And utilize number 26, the best tailback in Kentucky football history. Stands right behind Wilson, and Benny Snell goes right at the volunteer defense, and as always, he falls forward for an extra yard or 2. Give him 6.
That's a good sign, Taylor. The first play of the game, you're able to win that battle at the line of scrimmage, move that line of scrimmage towards that second level of Tennessee's defense. If that happens today, that's all good signs for Kentucky on offense.
He came into the game with over 3,400 rushing yards. It's just over 400 the rest of this wet season to pass Sonny Collins, number 1 on UK's all-time rushing list. 6 on the first play and a first down run on the second play up to the 35-yard line. As we're mentioning Snell's numbers there, he's got a real shot to pass Collins in 3 seasons.
You know, what a running back. He's really good in between the tackles, and he's one of those guys that always falls forward. He's the king of yards after first contact.
Bowden going in motion. Wilson looking that way, under pressure, sets up the bubble, and a great job of finding Snell, but a flag comes in. It would be a pickup of 4. Check our first flag of the game. Today's referee is Matt Loeffler.
There is no foul for pass interference. The ball was caught behind the line. Second half.
So the play stands. They go to Benny on the first 3 plays, Chris.
Yeah, and the last 2 teams, Georgia and Missouri, have done a good job at stopping Snell, limiting him to under 100 yards. I asked him how frustrating that's been. He said, listen, it's nothing that they did to stop me. He's like, I'm stopping myself. So he's been working on some technique this week, including being patient in that first step. John, how important is that first step and the timing of that for a guy like Benny?
Well, to get him on the right path, that's the most important thing in this offense.
And here he is on the 4th play, trying to get the edge, and he's a yard shy of the first down.
Terrific job again, weaving his way from inside to outside. The one thing that Benny Snell likes to do is use that first step with good vision. If it's not there at the point of attack, he has that elusiveness to bounce it outside.
Got to get just past the 45-yard line here, inside a yard to go. And Snell doesn't appear to have it. Might have lost half a yard there. Little trouble with the handoff between Wilson and Snell, and Darren Kirkland was there to wrap him up.
And it was Tuttle in the middle of the field for Tennessee. Up front, the nose tackle that gets a little bit of penetration that puts Benny off track. We talked about the tracks. Once he hits it, he can get positive yardage. If he has to stop and start again, that'll usually bring on the punting unit.
Max Duffy, the 25-year-old Australian punter for the Cats, will punt it deep to Marquez Callaway, who took one to the house against Charlotte last week, and they needed it. Another great one by Duffy, and Callaway with the fair catch around the 12-yard line. It's a 45-yard punt. Here's Jared Garantano, been so smart with the football this season. Hasn't thrown an interception in 126 attempts, 18 more, and he's got the school record. 9
touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and you want to talk about a quarterback that's tough and mentally tough, plus being physically tough, taking those hits this year. It's been Jared. He's done a nice job protecting the football, and today he's going to have to work with efficiency from the pocket. That offensive line hasn't been stellar this year for Tennessee, so he has to make quick reads, get the ball out on time in the passing game.
Johnny's got to worry about his tailbacks too. Ty Chandler's behind him. He's the deep back. He's been banged up. So is Tim Jordan. Jeremy Banks may not play today. Quick fake. Deep ball. Incomplete, but the flag comes in as Derek Beatty got a piece of Juwan Jennings.
Taylor, what a great first step by Jennings. It's press coverage.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 8. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
If Kentucky's going to press on the line of scrimmage, you have to be able to release, and that's exactly what Juwan Jennings does. He gives a great window for his quarterback, underthrown, but he fights for the football and gets the pass interference.
So it gives Tennessee a fresh set of downs from their own 27-yard line.
Those are the shots that Tennessee's going to have to hit today if they're going to win this game.
It's a good sign because Jennings rolled his ankle against South Carolina but did not show any ill effects there. Chandler also hurt his knee against the Gamecocks as you see a false start penalty against Tennessee.
False start. Offense. Number 51. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's been a big problem on the offensive line, is just the lack of chemistry that they've been able to find all season, especially last week against the 49ers.
You don't want to start behind the chains if you've struggled offensively, and this side of the football has struggled mightily.
So penalty on the Cats, and now penalty on the Vols. And now it's Chandler with wide open space in front of him, and he gets back near the 35-yard line. The sophomore from Nashville for 12.
Great quickness behind the line of scrimmage. Jamar Watson, Mike Edwards, the safety was in perfect position, but Ty does that little stop and start, makes a miss behind the line of scrimmage, and turns a negative play into a positive run.
Chandler had a receiving touchdown in 3 straight games, went over 120 yards rushing against Kentucky last year. This is Chandler again, and Cash Daniel in the backfield. Big loss.
One of the best linebackers, not only in the SEC, but in the country, about triggering and recognizing where you need to be. That was just textbook linebacker play. And you notice that Cash doesn't have that cast on his hand today. Taping it up a little differently, going to help him be able to secure some of those tackles from sideline to sideline.
Right, he's been playing with 2 screws in that left hand. But as our friend Mr. Stinchcomb called it, a big Q-tip has been replaced with a smaller contraption. 3rd and 6 for Garantano, middle of the field, incomplete. Ball dropped by Dominic Woods-Anderson. He had it in his breadbasket.
Those are the ones you need to stay on the field. Make those tough catches, those contested catches in the middle of the football field as a Kentucky player still down. But this is where you want to be if you're Garantano. Throw it in the numbers. That's just a good play by Mike Edwards, separating Wood-Anderson from the football.
And Edwards is the one that's banged up after making the play. Senior from Cincinnati. He's had an outstanding career in Lexington with 9 career interceptions. Dom Wood-Anderson had 3 catches in last week's game, but cannot corral that one. 4th down for the Vols when we come back.
When I come out here, it just feels like I'm back home in my country town. There's nothing but horses back here and dirt. You know, it's kind of a comfort zone. I'm just in horse heaven, you know, just up there by yourself, and, you know, you don't have a worry in the world. You know, I turn my phone off, and I just ride all the way down 11, and I ride all the way back. Just having that Friday morning to myself to go over my thoughts, clear my mind, and just really prepare for the game, focus on the game how I should, it helps.
Gotta love SEC Saturdays.
Pain wants to stop you, block you, like that's gonna happen. Icy hot. Icy to dull, hot to relax. Rise from pain. Icy hot.
This season marks nearly 85 years of SEC tradition. At Johnsonville, we respect heritage. We've been making premium sausage since 1945. We're heading back to SEC country to earn our fans. On every campus, at every tailgate, every big game, all the way to the championship. Get fired up for game day, made the Johnsonville way.
When I say drivers who switched from Geico to Esurance saved an average of $412, you probably won't believe me, but you can believe this. Real Esurance employee Nancy Abraham. Look her up online. Esurance. It's surprisingly painless.
Did you know 80% of all erectile dysfunction meds sold online are counterfeit? That's why we created Roman. Now you can get real, FDA-approved medication prescribed online, delivered to your door. Get your first month free at GetRoman.com/TV.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here, Marty? I'm surprised you need anything else.
It's just a few essentials. Come on, brother. We haven't even gotten to the shoes yet.
Marty Smith, your third card is ready at the front.
My father, Antonio Callaway, and my mother, Maureen Callaway, they fought in Desert Storm. My brother, Michael Callaway, just recently got out. He did his first term too. I am very, truly, and deeply proud and thankful for you all, and I thank for everybody who served in the military.
That's awesome. Marquez Callaway speaking for all of us today. His uncle and his grandfather also served. And today is a salute to service here on Rocky Top in Neyland Stadium. Callaway made all of those people happy last week with his punt return for a touchdown. Meanwhile, his Vols, Joe Doyle punting to David Bouvier here, and Bouvier with a fair catch at the 32-yard line. That's 36 yards. Coming up at 7:30 Eastern, Week 11 of the college football season rolls on with number 7 LSU squaring off against Arkansas in our SEC Saturday night matchup presented by Holiday Inn Express. You can always watch it live on the ESPN app from anywhere. LSU in a very similar position as Kentucky, out of it in their division, but very much at the top of the college football rankings. Can win 10 games in the regular season.
Trying to bounce back from that loss to Alabama, and there's still plenty to play for the Tigers.
7th in the country, maybe a big New Year's Six bowl game. Kind of like Kentucky. They could do that too. Snell has gotten the football on every play so far, and he's got no place to go there, as he's corralled by Kyle Phillips. Phillips, big game last week against Charlotte.
There is no secret what Kentucky wants to do offensively. They want to win on first down with Benny Snell in the running game. They don't want to put too much pressure on the passing game with Terry Wilson, but he may look to escape here on second down with his legs.
Snell out of the game for the first time as you see Bowden flash near Wilson, and it's an option toss to Lynn. Switching position, no place to go, and he made the situation worse. Shy Tuttle gets Bowden in the backfield.
When you're able to set the edge like Tennessee does to the short side of the field, they're able to set the edge and make the outside run come back to where all the pursuit is coming from. All the orange jerseys coming from inside out. That's just a great job getting the corners, getting those linebackers upfield, and creating another negative play to put Kentucky in a 3rd and very long.
Loss of 3 for Bowden, 3rd and 13. Wilson. Look at this again, the Houdini act as he gets out of bounds, but he is shy of the first down. Darren Kirkland forced him out. It'll be 4th down.
And that's pressure just sending 4. That's a really good job by Tennessee being able to affect the pocket. Terry Wilson escapes, does that pirouette, tries to get the first down with his legs, but too much pursuit from the Vols defensively.
So Tennessee forcing another Max Duffy punt, and there's Marquez Callaway.
He can change a game with one play.
Can, 82 yards for a touchdown in the first quarter last Saturday. Duffy. Callaway fields it off the bounce at the 25. It's another good return up to the 42-yard line. Tennessee with good field position on offense.
On a forbidden Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Ramon, we can't.
But Julia,
Rivals.
I can love you and still hate your overrated school.
We have 2 different defensive philosophies. You're a base 4-3 cover 2, and I'm an
aggressive 3-4 with press coverage. I get it, but we both love Dr. Pepper.
Oh, Ramon.
Touchdown, State!
Yes! Into your face!
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
You don't think it'll happen to you, and you surely don't think it'll happen twice. I've lost 2 homes in my lifetime. First, it was a fire. My agent was right there and helped me rebuild. Then the tornado hit and destroyed everything again. Both times, my independent agent and auto owners took care of me like someone takes care of family.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance.
Welcome to Pilot. Oh.
Hi, it's pretty bad.
We've got clean restrooms right over there. And showers, too. That's totally just an FYI.
Hey, I need...
Chips, drinks, ice, and hot dogs.
How'd you know that?
Is that pizza? Yeah, we make it fresh throughout the day. Coffee, cold fountain drink. Grab and go case? We've got great things for people on the go, like sandwiches and fruit cups and salads. We've got soups and chili.
A salute to service here on Veterans Weekend. Jeremy Pruitt, the head coach at Tennessee, so successful as an assistant coach at Alabama, Florida State, and at Georgia. Former assistant high school coach in the Birmingham area. He said, you know, I'm a long shot. Just like these guys on the football field, I didn't get here the normal way. I don't want to die a slow death, Pruitt says. So we're going to be aggressive. If we're going to lose, we're going to lose giving everything we have on the football field. And he has gone for it more times than his fans maybe wanted. A couple of onside kicks so far this year. Goal line defense at midfield. And he tells Garantano to take a strike here, and it pays off near the 20-yard line. Jordan Murphy with the catch.
There's the aggressiveness that you talk about. Twice now, Tennessee has pushed the issue down the field. Just a little corner route and a perfect throw by Garantano. You couldn't place it any better, and now the ball's inside the 20-yard line, knocking at the door.
38 yards for Murphy, the sophomore from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, with his 9th career catch. Here's center. Ty Chandler hits the hole hard. And he's down near the 11. Cash Daniel on the tackle.
We talked to head coach Jeremy Pruitt yesterday, and we talked a little bit about Chandler not being 100% parts. He looks 100% to me. That knee is not bothering him. Great explosiveness there on first down.
I was just thinking the same thing. Showing no ill effects. Clearly Tennessee's best tailback. Concussion at the start of the season. Battling injuries in several different spots.
Jennings all alone up top. That might be the matchup.
Instead back to the ground to get or actually about a half yard shy of the first down, at least at first. We'll see about that spot, as Chandler did fall forward. Chandler had an 81-yard run against UTEP early in the season. They've shuffled in Chandler, Jordan, Madri, London, Carlin Filzami has played on both sides of the ball this year, as has Jeremy Banks.
If there's anywhere Tennessee has struggled, it's been up front, pushing the line of scrimmage. Can they do it here on 3rd and short?
Very good job by that offensive line, pushing the ball forward. 1st and goal for Tennessee.
The way Tennessee has run the football early in this game and been aggressive taking shots down the field, boy, this might be a great opportunity for offensive coordinator Tyson Helton. A little play action to Chandler and try to find Wood Anderson over the top for an easy 6 points.
Big back Madri London is back there with Tim Jordan. And this is Jordan with the direct snap with nowhere to go. And that's a big loss. Kentucky prepared for Jordan to take that snap.
I like Tennessee going north and south here. Anytime you're trying to get outside, you get penetration. Cash Daniel was there to make effect on the football behind the line of scrimmage. And now you turn a negative play on first down.
And that is Daniel down on the field.
He looked like when he was going for that tackle, he landed on that right shoulder awkwardly.
Check on him when we come back.
Is it true Academy speaks Guy?
It sure is. So what did your dad say when you asked him about Christmas?
He just said, I don't know.
Oh, easy. Camo apparel.
And my nephew is like,
Oh, classic. Sports gear. Save $10 when you spend $50.
Oh, and my husband, he was just like,
Hey, Kate, what do we have for just...
World Tree Graphic Tee.
That's it.
From the store that knows gifts best, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Academy Sports and Outdoors.
I hope you feel the passion for the entire state of Arkansas. Another interception. Delpit picks that off for Rakeem Boyd. Open field, and he is pulling away.
SEC Saturday Night, presented by Holiday Inn Express. 7th-ranked LSU, Arkansas, tonight at 7:30 on the SEC Network.
Hardworking, experienced, tenacious. When you've been charged with a criminal offense or DUI, you're in the fight of your life. Call Rob McKinney, Nashville defense attorney.
or visit robmckinneylaw.com. So, who's in your corner?
If you or a loved one used talcum powder for routine feminine hygiene and later suffered from ovarian cancer, call right now.
Call 1-800-863-0234. Again, that's 1-800-863-0234.
If you're battling addiction, it's not easy to ask for help. It's hard to admit you really need it. Call and end addiction. Call and connect with representatives from a treatment center or rehab facility. End addiction.
1-800-306-5426.
Cash Daniel already with a left hand injury that he's been playing through. And now it looks like we have an upper body issue for Cash after the tackle for loss on this last play.
Great recognition. He's going to trigger right away and get to the backfield and really cause Jordan some problems to come back to where the help was. But as he landed, Taylor, it looked like his right side. It might have been his ribs or his hip. It looks like they're wrapping him right now on the sideline.
What's he working on, Chris?
It's a bruised rib. You can tell he's in some obvious pain trying to work on that wrap right now.
So we'll keep you updated on Daniel as Chris Oates comes into the game. Garantano up top. Too strong for Callaway. Third down.
Good coverage. Always tough for a defense when you're backed up in your own end. Not a whole lot of room, so you want to keep everything in front of you. Wildcats doing a nice job there with plenty of time for Garantano to just take a peek at 2 or 3 different receivers on second down.
Tennessee 17 out of 27 scoring red zone touchdowns so far on the year. And they have over 10 yards to go on with this opportunity. It's a completion inside the 5 down to the 3 to Chandler, but it'll be fourth down.
Really nice protection by Tennessee. Plenty of time for Garantano to take a peek. He throws a strike, a good catch by the goal line by Wolf. And that's going to set up an opportunity to bring in that field goal unit. Short field goal chance for Tennessee.
Chandler and Wolf in that same area, and that is Wolf with his 5th catch of the year, the junior from Minster, Ohio. And here's Brent Samaglia from 19 yards. And Tennessee is on the board first. 5:09 to go, first quarter. 3-zip balls.
Imagine life without football. No Friday night lights, no pep rallies, no band. All that time invested to teach young men and women commitment and team spirit, gone. Football, where young men and women compete to be the best, where bands, cheerleaders, and countless others take part in the team experience. Celebrate the passion that only happens every fall. Join the game.
There are better-known tractors in the world than Coyote. Ones with bigger names, longer histories, more popular hats, cute toy lines. But there's not a single tractor ever been built that's better equipped to do the dirty work. So we'll let the others keep their squeaky clean images, and we'll focus on what really matters. Coyote, we dig dirt.
Dory Noka in studio. Alabama had it first at home against Mississippi State, driving rather easily. Tua Tagovailoa to Irv Smith. Takes it inside the 1, sets up a Damian Harris touchdown. 9 plays, 73 yards. That's the 3rd touchdown drive against Mississippi State in the last 52 opponents' possessions, guys.
Dari, that throw was filthy.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Woo. He's been doing it all year.
All year. For the Crimson Tide. Did it in this stadium as well a few weeks ago, and his knee is not 100%. Paxton Brooks will kick off for UT with Lynn Bowden standing at his goal line. And Kentucky will start at the 25. Now it's time to dig in, brought to you by Coyote.
Anytime the Wildcats are going to have success, they want to be able to move the football, move that line of scrimmage. And that means getting to the second level with their linemen, help out with a little tight end crack to the wide side, and get Benny Snell going north and south. When you do that on first down, it takes pressure off Terry Wilson in the passing game. When it doesn't happen, you have problems. In the middle of the defense last week against Georgia and on the second series against the Vols today, no movement, no room, no cracks for Benny Snell to get positive yards.
Terry Wilson wants to load up, nothing open down the field, safety valve to Snell, and it'll lose yardage as Daniel Batuli, the middle linebacker, was waiting on it.
There's no secret. Snell is going to be the guy that's going to decide the game offensively for Kentucky. First drive, he touched the football 5 times. Since that, twice. But Stallings is the guy that's going to have to do it on the line of scrimmage. He's going to have to move people against their will to get it going again like that first drive.
Yeah, he missed part of the Mizzou game 2 weeks ago, ejected last week. It's a 2nd and 11. And Bowden with the direct snap. Falls forward to the 28-yard line. Micah Abernathy on the tackle, 3rd and 8.
Taylor, Tennessee came to play, and they brought their big boy pads today, especially on defense. They're causing problems for Kentucky after that first drive to get going. And there's nothing really to hang their hat on right now. Anytime you don't have success first and second down, that applies tremendous pressure to the passing game in Terry Wilson.
That is a first down catch made by Bouvier on a 3rd and 7. He has been big all year.
Good job by offensive coordinator Eddie Grant. Spreads out the middle of the field. You have 4 wide receivers outside. And you run that man route, that option route to the slot in Bouvier, and he's able to win one-on-one, move the chains for the Cats.
He only had 1 catch coming into this season, a nominee for the Burlsworth Trophy given to a former walk-on. Snell with a nice grab there. Already 3 catches for Benny as Batuli waits on him for a couple. It's interesting, you know, Snell has 42 career touchdowns on the ground. He has 0 touchdowns receiving in his career.
I was looking at that this week. He may get one today.
Ali flashing. Snell stiff arming. And ahead to the 46-yard line. Just so tough. Jeremy Pruitt said he's really tough to get a lick on, hides behind blockers, and falls forward.
Yards after first contact, and he uses that offhand to get the Tennessee defender away from him and turn maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain into a 4 or 5 yard gain. It puts Kentucky in a better position on 3rd down. Many more options here on 3rd and short.
Kentucky's had trouble at the line of scrimmage so far on offense. Justin Rigg and C.J. Conrad, 2 tight ends in front of Snell on the Wildcat. Hesitates, and the extra effort gives him a first down.
Tennessee does everything right but tackle. They had Benny Snell dead behind the line of scrimmage, and that 2nd and 3rd effort and that offhand allows him to move it close to midfield and a first down, most importantly. This is a good situation for Kentucky now. Take a shot downfield. You've had some success. Get it around midfield. This is always a shot play for offensive coordinators.
Wilson's 4 for 4, but everything's been underneath for 16 yards, and it's the same again. Snell with his 4th catch is shoved out just shy of the 42-yard line for 8 yards. Batuli there to force a 2nd down.
I sure hope Benny ate well before the game, because it looks like they're going to wear 26 out in white today. He's going to run it. He's going to catch it out of the backfield. He's going to get some wildcat opportunities as we've seen so far this afternoon.
7 rushes, 4 catches. Of the 16 plays Snell's been involved in so far in the game. DeAndre Johnson makes the tackle on that play. He's the first Kentucky player, Snell is, with 3 1,000-yard seasons. has 16 games where he's gone over 100 yards in his career. Only Sonny Collins did it more often, 18 times. Now A.J. Rose, who compliments him, is in on a 1st and 10. And he's inside the 35-yard line, 2nd down.
Get the feeling it's important for Kentucky either to match Tennessee with a field goal or stick it in the end zone and take the lead early. Get that confidence back for head coach Mark Stoops and his troops. After a tough loss last week, you come back on the road, tough environment against a team you probably feel like you should have the upper hand against. Today, Tennessee playing well through this 1st quarter.
It's the 10th play of the drive. Toss to Rose. He dives ahead near the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd and short. We're showing you Mark Stoops there in his 6th season as the head coach of the Cats, and what an amazing job Stoops has done to put his program in this position, ranked 11th in the country. Disappointing to lose to Georgia last week, but has a chance for 10 wins. That hasn't been done since 1977.
Kentucky gave him time. They gave him time to get the players he needed, and I think it's very similar to where Tennessee's going to be with Jeremy Pruitt in a few years.
His team will have a 3rd and 1 on the 11th play of the drive in Tennessee territory. When we start the 2nd quarter, it's a salute to service here at Neyland Stadium on a perfect Saturday in the South for the Vols and the Cats.
Seventh-ranked LSU, Arkansas, tonight at 7:30 on the SEC Network.
Even the best shoppers like to get a head start. Hurry to Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's for pre-Black Friday hot buys, like Johnny Morris Carbon Light Bait Cast Reels or Rods for under $80 each, and Wolverine Men's Sightline Waterproof Hunting Boots for under $70.
Stock up for the holidays at Belk. Save on bonus buys. 60% off kids' dresswear, 50% off women's fashion apparel, or scratch and save up to 30% extra. Plus, earn Belk Bucks with no brand exclusions. Get your holiday shopping started at Belk and Belk.com.
This season, I'm everyone with a case of the dropsies. I just dropped my phone. Can you help me out? Hey, honey, I might have dropped the match. I did. And if I could show up on game day, imagine what could happen the rest of the week. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
When my occasional constipation is under control, I can get back to what really matters.
Dulcolax provides dependable, effective relief. Dulcolax tablets for overnight relief, suppositories for relief in minutes, and stool softener for comfortable relief. Dulcolax puts you comfortably in control.
You probably don't spend a lot of time thinking about banking. You're probably more focused on living for today and planning for tomorrow. That's why Regions puts you first. We know there's more to you than your checking account. You're dreaming about a vacation home, or season tickets for your team, or finally taking those paddleboarding lessons. With our people, our tech, and our tools, we make your life easier because we get it. Some things are bigger than banking.
Shop new Black Friday leaks at Belk for 3 days only. $9.99 toys, $9.99 fleece for the family, $9.99 box jewelry. Plus, earn Belk Bucks with no brand exclusions. Come home for the holidays at Belk and Belk.com.
Make it full of adventure. Make it versatile. Make it stylish. Make it safe. Make it RAV4. The 2018 Toyota RAV4 is built for the weekend escape. That's why it's the best-selling small SUV in America. And now, during the RAV4 clearance event, there's never been a better time to get a new RAV4. Now with $2,500 cash back. Or get a low-mileage lease on a RAV4 for just $209 a month. Now, during the RAV4 clearance event. Toyota, let's go places.
So much to play for the Cats. Can finish second in the East with a win today. First 10-win season since 1977. They have a 3rd and 1. They're 2 for 2 on this drive. They go to the Wildcat with Snell. First down, Kentucky at the Tennessee 28-yard line.
Great example of Bunchy Stallings at guard, just getting a little crease for Benny Snell at the point of attack, and he's able to push that football forward and a first down.
So interesting to see how many times Snell runs behind his buddy Bunchy. Everyone knows it, and they still can't get him on the ground.
You know what? All he needs is a small crease, and that's what Bunchy's been able to provide with consistency.
Look at that middle receiver at the top of your screen, Ahmad Wagner, the big guy, has made something happen every time he's on the field, but Wilson can't handle the snap here. Took his eyes off of it. Snap from Drake Jackson and loses a chunk of yardage.
Well, I couldn't have called it any better. That's exactly what happened. It looks like Terry Wilson, his head drops, the ball goes right through his hands, and that's a big loss on first down after you feel like Kentucky offensively was getting a little bit more momentum. Those are the negative plays that can't happen, and those are drive killers for any team, no matter how good you are.
Officially a loss of 8 yards, so now 2nd and 18 for Kentucky. Wilson wants to throw it near the sideline, but Ali cannot make the catch. Josh Ali, the sophomore from Hollywood, Florida, incomplete.
Well, you have to catch that football. That's a well-thrown ball. That's a wheel route with a comeback on the end of it. Watch this little wheel route. He's going to stick his foot in the ground, come back to the football. You got to catch this. This gets you back to a makeable 3rd down and maybe 9 or 10.
I want to give their true freshman kicker, Chance Poore, a good look, you would think, trying to pick up some positive yards here. Wilson eludes the sack, in all kinds of trouble, and out of nowhere is Benny Snell, and he's tackled just shy of the 33-yard line. Wilson rather, could have lost 15 yards on that play if not for his athleticism.
Those are the ones that offensive coordinator Eddie Grand's going, no, don't take the loss, and he's able to find Benny Snell at the last moment to turn a really negative play into somewhat of a positive play, but it was the snap that was missed in shotgun on first down that makes this long field goal opportunity.
Well, Poore's long is 34 yards. This is from 51.
And that football must feel like a rock at this point, kicking it.
And it is wide right. 14 plays for Kentucky, no points. The Volunteer defense holds, and they have the lead 3-0 on Rocky Top on a cold November Saturday.
Our new hot, fresh breakfast will get you the readiest. Holiday Inn Express. Be the readiest.
Carl, I didn't know we were having dinner tonight.
You are.
Dandruff.
Keep dandruff from ruining date night.
Carl and I go everywhere together.
With Selsun Blue, it's powerful relief from flakes and itch.
How could you? Selsun Blue!
Selling on Poshmark is crazy simple. All you have to do is post a picture, add a description, add a price, and you're pretty much good to go. Right now I'm selling Air Jordans and Nikes and Adidas, anything really performance related or style related.
Download the free Poshmark app now.
I hope you feel the passion for the entire state of Arkansas.
Another interception. Delpit picks that off for Rakeem Boyd. Open field, and he is pulling away.
SEC Saturday night, presented by Holiday Inn Express. 7th-ranked LSU, Arkansas, tonight at 7:30 on the SEC.
It's football time in Tennessee, and that means cookouts and tailgates. I'm John Whitfield. While I don't look like a lawyer today, I look like a fan. The truth is, I'm both. And I like to have as much fun as the next guy when tailgating, but make sure when you have your fun, do so responsibly. And if you don't, and your fun ends up hurting my clients, I promise you I will run the score up on you when we have our day in court. We're Whitfield, Bryson, and Mason. And while we don't look like lawyers, we don't have to. And we won't back down in protecting your rights.
Rocky Williams Premier in Mount Juliet has some of the lowest prices in America during our Black Friday sales event, now in progress. Where else in America can you buy a new Jeep Cherokee Latitude loaded with equipment? Not $27,000, not $21,000, but only $18,988. You'll love it. No haggle, no games, no pressure, just our best price up front at RockyWilliams.com or at Rocky Williams Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, just off I-40 next to Walmart in Mount Juliet.
Welcome back. This is a special Beads of Courage game where several fans and children from East Tennessee Children's Hospital got to come to the game, and I am joined with a special one of them, AJ Cooksey, who 4 years ago was diagnosed with a form of pediatric cancer. And part of the fun started off today with the Vol Walk. How was that, AJ?
Motivating.
How so?
I mean, just getting to shake all them players' hands, meet Jeremy Pruitt, it was just motivating.
Well, you have met a lot of these players over the 4 years that you've been following this team. One of them you call your brother, Josh Dobbs, former UT quarterback. He's now with the Steelers. What's that relationship meant to you?
It's just meant a lot. I mean, Josh Dobbs is a real nice dude. The minute I met him, all I really wanted to know about him is really how genuine he was. And I think I saw that in him because he was just really nice.
And you also have some words of advice for Coach Pruitt. You didn't want to go for a field goal there on 4th down. What'd you want to see?
I mean, here we go, Jeremy Pruitt. It's 4th down. I see that, but it's 2 yards away. Have Garantano hand it off and run it into the end zone.
The man knows his football. I appreciate it. Hey, enjoy the game.
Thank you.
I love it.
Aggressive.
Hey, I think volunteer assistant coach is in his future, don't you think?
Or at least put him up here in the booth and let him keep calling the plays here, KB. That's great stuff from AJ. You saw a 25-yard catch a few plays ago on a perfect throw from Garantano to Josh Palmer to put them into Kentucky territory again, John.
Little crosser, and I can't say enough about this offensive line. Much maligned throughout the entire season. Today, Tennessee up front's doing a really good job of not only run blocking, but giving Garantano time to throw the football.
I could use a lot more AJ Cooksey breakdown here. Garantano, that's behind the line to Chandler. And that play gets a few yards after Cordell Looney makes the tackle. 3rd down.
Good pursuit by Kentucky defensively. They're able to get outside and get to the football. Hats to the football. That's what Kentucky wants to do defensively, and their defensive coordinator, Matt House, doesn't want to get those explosive plays like we saw a couple plays ago to Josh Palmer. Now on 3rd down, pressure in the pocket. That's where Kentucky needs to start affecting the passing game.
Samaglia's got a big leg. Kicked one over 50 yards in the swamp last year. Tennessee's thinking about a 1st down on a 3rd and 6. Garantano underneath, shy of the 1st down to the 34 to Dom Wood Anderson.
And we haven't mentioned Josh Allen much. Jordan Jones in on the tackle, but Josh Allen, the dominant player defensively for Kentucky. He's going to drop into coverage short side of the field, and he's going to come up and help his linebacker right there. Big pop inside the 40-yard line, and that's going to bring on the punting unit for Tennessee. I thought they may get aggressive here early in the game with a little momentum on their side.
Winds against them. It's blowing about 10 miles an hour right now, so they asked Joe Doyle to pin Kentucky deep instead. And they've done exactly that. Job well done. Downed inside the 3. Cats have a mile to go.
Stock up for the holidays at Belk. Save on bonus buys. 60% off kids' dress wear, 50% off women's fashion apparel, or scratch and save up to 30% extra. Plus earn Belk Bucks with no brand exclusions. Get your holiday shopping started at Belk and Belk.com.
You want to bring the heat? Prove it. With carbs to help fuel muscles. And and electrolytes to help replace what you lose in sweat. Studied, tested, proven. Nothing beats Gatorade.
With new Gold Bond Men's 5-in-1 Face Lotion, you could do 5 great things for your face as fast as done.
New Gold Bond 5-in-1 Face Lotion. 5 essential benefits, including SPF 15 for a great-looking face. Man up with Gold Bond.
In the lotion aisle.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. We've got 25 employees who depended on it, and that's all that mattered to me. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. Incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance.
Now we're officially post-gaming with Velveeta shells and cheese.
So creamy.
So cheesy.
So good.
For Velveeta shells and cheese,
And the win.
satisfy your post-game craving with Velveeta shells and cheese.
Shop new Black Friday leaks at Belk for 3 days only. $9.99 toys. $9.99 fleece for the family. $9.99 box jewelry. Plus earn Belk bucks with no brand exclusions. Come home for the holidays at Belk and Belk.com.
Doreen O'Kay in studio. Let's update. Alabama did it again. This time a 13-play, 83-yard drive. Joshua Jacobs into the end zone. Total yards, 162 to 13. 14-zip tied. And guys, AJ's got some fans here in Charlotte, too.
Oh, my goodness, man. A.J. Cooksey is a superstar, Dari. You can stream college football all season long on ESPN+. So start your free trial today by downloading the ESPN app or visiting ESPNplus.com. I think A.J. probably wanted his Vols to either kick a field goal or go for it
Keep
there
the
on that
offense
fourth
on the
down.
field, but the defense has been so good. The goal right now for Kentucky, 1 first down. They need 1 first down to regain some field position.
Benny from about 4 yards deep in his end zone. He moves the line about a half a yard, but Batuli's waiting on him. Batuli, the leading tackler for Tennessee, came in with a groin injury, but he's showing no ill effects here.
I really like the way the front seven has played for the Vols defensively. They've been aggressive. They've been running to the football. And for Kentucky to go 15 plays last drive and over 7 minutes of possession and to get 0 points, they want to keep this offense on the field, but they're going against a tough group today.
So give Snell a yard on that last play, still standing in the end zone. Is ahead to the 6-yard line. 16 of the 24 plays. 2/3 of the time, Benny Snell has touched the football so far.
If you're wearing orange on defense, look for 26 because you're going to find the football today. That's no secret. And I think Kentucky's going to win or lose by how many plays Terry Wilson could make in these types of situations. Does he move the pocket? Does he escape? Or does he throw the football on time and on target here on 3rd down?
From his own end zone to Taven Richardson, and Richardson with a flag down cannot get past Micah Abernathy. Check this penalty. Would be 4th down.
Illegal formation on the offense. Number 66 was not on the line of scrimmage. That penalty will be declined. 4th down.
Nasir Watkins, who's been injured the last few weeks, called for that decline. So while Kentucky is able to move the football a few yards, Max Duffy will still be punting from the middle of his own end zone.
This is where Callaway's dangerous in the return game for the Vols, catching this on the run and making a big play here.
Kick it away from him. And that is a perfect Australian rule rugby style punt for 59 yards from the 25-year-old.
Gotta love SEC Saturdays.
play-by-play announcer who's in your ear all game long. And the more praise I heap on your team, the more excited you get. Touchdown! Now, you don't hear the upstairs toilet overflowing, and I don't mean with confidence. You wanted a bowl season? You got a bowl season. And if I could show up on game day, imagine what could happen the rest of the week. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem like me.
When I have a breakout from eczema, I feel like I'm not me anymore. I feel like I'm in this shell.
Gold Bond Eczema Relief relieves 5 frustrating symptoms of eczema with 2 times the soothing oatmeal.
I got my skin back.
Gold Bond.
On an emotional Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
It's a grade 3 sprain.
But I can still grill, right?
Your season's over.
But I'm a grill master, Doc. This is what I do.
His hot dogs are amazing.
Just use your other hand.
That's his Dr. Pepper hand.
Next time on Fansville.
You can do it, you can do it. Almost.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
Hi, I'm Jeff. In my Johnsonville commercial, we open up in the forest. I'm out in the wild eating my breakfast, and all of a sudden, a raccoon come up and asked me, "Are those bigger patties?" I said, "Yep." Wolf comes in and says, "Wow, that's a lot of sausage." And we had a good laugh about that. Johnsonville breakfast sausage has 15% larger patties. Fits on a biscuit.
Even your dream home has projects you can't stop dreaming about. We get it. A renovated bathroom would mean more than just new tile and a bigger tub. So we make it easy to apply on your phone for a Regions Home Equity line of credit in about 5 minutes. It pays to be fast. Apply on your phone in minutes.
7th ranked LSU, Arkansas, tonight at 7:30 on the SEC Network.
There have been some quarterback nightmare sack artists through the years. Elvis Dumerville for Louisville, Von Miller for the Aggies, pre-glasses. Khalil Mack for the Buffalo Bulls. Jarvis Jones for the Dogs, and Vic Beasley of the Clemson Tigers. Add Josh Allen to that list. Leads the country in sacks this year as 24.5 in his fantastic 4-year career in Lexington. The former 2-star high school recruit. Couldn't get a scholarship from Rutgers when he spent his senior year in high school in New Jersey. It's been fantastic. And man, what a hit Garantano took. The deep ball is incomplete to Callaway in heavy traffic. As you see, Garantano took a big hit.
Well, he stands in the pocket. He's done this all season long, and he knows he's going to go downfield, but he takes a big shot from Jordan Jones. He holds his ground and gives his wide receiver Callaway an opportunity, who may have had a chance to catch the football around some white jerseys downfield.
Jordan Jones, senior from Youngstown, who has really had a rebirth as a senior. No more drama in his life, he says. Ty Chandler's got no place to go. He's bottled up. Shy of the 35-yard line. Calvin Taylor waiting on him. 3rd and long for the Vols.
If Tennessee's going to do anything offensively, they need to do it on 1st down. They went in before that loss on 2nd down with 96 total yards. 83 of them have come on 1st down. So if you look at the Vols offensively, they've had success in the early downs. They can't stay on the field on 3rd down.
And the Tennessee Vols do have the lead. 3-0. Kentucky had a 15-play drive in the 1st quarter and missed a 51-yard field goal. There's Allen getting the edge and getting the sack.
What speed off the edge. Allen's just going to use that speed to get around, rip around the tackle, and do a terrific job of finding the quarterback. That's just a really nice job of getting rid of Tatum off the edge and then using that strength to finish.
He needs one more to pass Oliver Barnett for the most sacks in Kentucky football history. Leads the SEC with 11 this season. Doyle with his third punt. Bouvier will fair catch inside the 35-yard line. Josh Allen decides to come back for his senior season, and all he's done is made himself a first-round prospect. His Cats have the football.
If you're going to be on this team, being ready won't cut it. You've got to be the readiest. Holiday Inn Express, proud sponsor of SEC Saturday Night on the SEC Network.
For the entire state of Arkansas. Another interception. Delpit picks that off for Raheem Boyd. Open field, and he is pulling away.
SEC Saturday Night, presented by Holiday Inn Express. 7th ranked LSU, Arkansas, tonight at 7:30 on the SEC.
It's strange, but I don't need space from you. In every single thing you do.
Introducing the first ever Nissan Kicks, starting at just $18,290. Or get 0% financing for 60 months on 13 models.
Oh, hey, Larry. How's the family?
Oh, they're great. You know, little Jenny just turned 8, already has braces.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, you know, it's a good time to think about some life insurance.
Really? I don't think I'm still a little young for that?
Well, you just need to take care of the family, you know.
Look, I appreciate your concern, but what could happen? I'm a clown.
Exactly.
Showtime! Charlie, what is that website again?
Auto Owners Insurance halftime report right around the corner. Dory Doring Chiswick will show you how Bama's taking care of business yet again. 3 early finals. We'll show you what happened there. And what's your take here from a rather ugly offensive half?
Not much offense, but I guess the defenses look good, Coach. You love that.
Shoot, Kentucky's had 69 yards of total offense. Defense looks great for Tennessee.
I'll see you in a few, guys.
Looking forward to seeing you guys at the break. Benny Snell has been on the football field and been a part of almost every offensive play. Wilson fakes it to him, throws to Bowden, and Lynn is about 2 yards shy of a first down. Before that play, Benny Snell was accounting for virtually all of Kentucky's offense, 51 yards. Look at the rest of the team.
Well, it's been the Snell show early in this game, and you have to credit Tennessee for taking away any other option from Kentucky's offense. For me, I want to see the tempo pick up for Kentucky, kind of put more pressure on the Vols defensively.
Back to Benny, and it's just the extra effort. It's not a matter of finding him, it's getting him on the ground.
Yards after first contact is what Benny Snell does probably the best in some of the backs you look around the country. He's always going to fall forward. He's always moving that way, north and south. And when you give him a crease, he can hit it with authority.
Wilson on the run to Bowden, and it's incomplete. Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, it's Thinking Out Loud with Greg McElroy and Marcus Spears. We'll talk football and want your participation via social media throughout the show. It's also available streaming live on the ESPN app. McElroy has to hang out with me every morning. Spears has to do radio with Peter Burns.
That's pretty good. I would think that would be a good thing to do.
They're busy guys. That show, of course, on Monday nights.
Good pressure on first down by Tennessee. flushing Wilson out of the pocket.
Look at that bull rush by Darrell Taylor. Taylor, all 3 of his sacks came against Georgia. There's his 4th.
Remember, head coach Jeremy Pruitt wants to be aggressive, not only on offense, but on defense. And this guy, Taylor, was shot out of a cannon, just making Bunchy Stallings and the rest of that offensive line look behind him. That's aggressive defense. That's downhill, and it puts Kentucky again in a 3rd and unmanageable situation.
16 yards to go for the first down. Have to get to the Tennessee 43. All kinds of time. Incomplete. That was a dangerous pass to Bouvier. You see Balin Buchanan stepping in front, as well as Theo Jackson.
Leighton down the middle is not where you want to go with the football, and that's exactly what Terry Wilson did. Pretty good coverage down the middle, but you got to credit Tennessee's aggressiveness, not only in the front 7, but the way they've been able to cover down the field.
Kentucky's run 30 plays, and they only have 75 total yards. This is Duffy's 4th punt.
False start. Offense. Number 46, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Only the 3rd penalty of the game. Mark Stoops' team lost to Georgia 34-17 in the SEC East Divisional game last week, deciding who would go to Atlanta. Loved the practice he saw from his team this week. Needs to get that offense going as Callaway fields it at the 18-yard line.
Everyone looks good in camo.
You should see my husband in camo. I'll take it.
All right, so the Vols with 88 total yards and 3 points so far in this one. Big play from Garantano to Josh Palmer a couple of drives ago, but it did not yield any points. Chandler running hard, and he's got daylight into the Kentucky secondary, running over defenders near midfield. Jordan Jones finally got him down.
There is no doubt that this Tennessee team is taking on the identity, the fiery identity of their head coach today. A lot of explosive plays offensively, good aggressiveness defensively, and what a run by Chandler. He's able to get off of the tackle halfway through the run, cut back and show that strength and finish. That's exactly what good running backs do.
28 yards for the 201-pound sophomore. Now it's the 203-pounder Tim Jordan in the backfield, and instead it's a jet sweep. And this is Carlin Fields-Ami, who was a tailback last season, switched to defensive back this year, and now is back on offense due to the injuries.
A lot of guys moving around in different positions for Tennessee with a lot of injuries on both sides of the football. But Taylor, how important would it be for Tennessee right now to go down, get a score before halftime, and take potentially a 10-0 lead going in with all the momentum? That's exactly how you have to be thinking if you're the quarterback, Jared Garantano.
Jordan, quick strike. First down Vols inside the 40 down to the 38. That's Juwan Jennings.
Good throw, really courageous catch going down the middle. Tight window for Jared to stick that football into, but that, again, another momentum play as we see Jennings come off with a little bit of a limp. Remember, he was slowed by an ankle a couple weeks ago against South Carolina. You got to hope he's okay to come back into this one.
Pruitt calls him one of his favorite players. Injured, suspended last year, but no longer in the doghouse with his coaching staff. Tim Jordan hit immediately. It was Josh Allen. Extracurricular activity as you see Jordan Jones on the ground.
It looked like Jones was coming out off the top rope in WWE there, the way he was coming out of the pile. referee's going to try to get everybody back on their side of the football. But the explosive plays have really been the difference for Tennessee. So far, 3 plays of over 20 yards. And when you look at Kentucky, yeah, they've been able to move it, but their longest play has been 9 yards. So you get the explosive plays, it cuts the field down for Tennessee, who's had trouble moving the football prior to today.
Guarantano caught inside the 10, inside the 5. First and goal as Dom Wood Anderson makes the catch.
Anderson's wide open down the middle of the field. There's a busted coverage, and it's right down the middle. And again, Guarantano is going to have to stand his ground in the pocket, taking a big shot from Josh Allen. Great execution.
34 yards for the junior tight end from Spring Valley, California. Transferring in from Arizona Western Junior College. After that hamstring injury from a few weeks ago, he's hot again. Tim Jordan, touchdown, Tennessee.
Good movement by the offensive line and good running by Jordan. He may have had a face mask around the 2-yard line, but he gets in, and it's all movement up front. Well, this offensive line there's been a lot of things said about them, but today you have to say they've been holding their own, and then some.
And the officials have to separate these two teams again.
End zone littered with yellow flags.
Be Jordan's 3rd touchdown of the season at 129 yards against West Virginia in the season opener. Playing through a banged up shoulder as you see all those flags in the checkerboards.
Well, after the officials sort out who's going to get called for the penalties that happened after the play, you have to be impressed with the way Tennessee has been able to come out, be aggressive on offense, 4 plays of over 20 yards offensively, and defensively, they've been able to shut down the passing game of Kentucky.
Do get the ball first in the second half as well, like you said, John, so Kentucky needs to get going here. So anemic so far on offense. Now Loeffler's ready.
After the play was over, there were unsportsmanlike conduct fouls against both teams. Each player from every team will now have 1 unsportsmanlike conduct foul. That is each player's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game. Those penalties cancel. The touchdown is good.
Drew Richmond, the right tackle, is evidently one of them. Lonnie Johnson putting his arm in there towards Marquez Callaway.
And I think that's what Richmond was reacting to. He saw that arm go in front of Callaway in the face, right around the face mask area. That's what he was reacting to.
So now Samaglia ready for the extra point to make this a 10-point game. Officials sort out all of those players that committed their first personal foul. Loeffler, the referee, went all the way over to the Kentucky bench to have a conversation with Mark Stoops, and he is now in position. Here we go again.
Kentucky's going to have to get back and be more disciplined.
Offside on the defense. That penalty's declined. Retry the down.
They're losing their cool right now, and their head coach doesn't want that to happen. Still plenty of football to be played. You have to be a little bit more disciplined, and each player wearing that white jersey needs to take it upon themselves to do that on every play.
10-zip, Tennessee. Coming up at 7:30 Eastern, number 7 LSU squares off against Arkansas in our SEC Saturday night matchup presented by Holiday Inn Express. Let's see what Cole and Jordan have to say about this game.
LSU Arkansas tonight on the SEC Network. I'm interested to see how this offensive line bounce back. 7 different starting combinations up front. Protection has to improve.
For me, it's high story against the secondary. More importantly, getting Rakeem Boyd and C.J. O'Grady matched up on linebackers. Staying safe.
I like the last look by Jordan back to Cole, as if Cubes might have something else.
He was coming back with something
to
else.
add into it. They have
Cole
great
was
chemistry.
done. That's right.
Hogs having a tough year. LSU with a 7-2 record, just like the Kentucky Wildcats came in here with. But again, Mark Stoops' team finds themselves down double digits.
Kentucky needs a spark. There's still plenty of time left before halftime to get the offense cranked up. 3 timeouts, 2:05 left to go. It all starts here on special teams.
Paxton Brooks kicks to quite possibly the most dangerous man on the field. And Bowden is down at the 27-yard line. Coming up at halftime, you can watch the live performance of the official marching band for Tennessee, the Pride of the Southland Band, on SEC Network Plus. Starts streaming now on the ESPN Plus app. So we were telling you about those double-digit, coming back from double digits. Look at what Stoops has done since 2014. Did it 2 weeks ago.
That's
against
right.
Mizzou.
You know, they're not uncomfortable in this position, but you want to be able to execute a little bit better. You have that feeling that it's slowly slipping away from Kentucky.
And it's down to the ground as Darrell Taylor gets to Wilson again.
Big time strength shown off the edge of that defense by Taylor. He's going to fight. He's going to locate Terry Wilson, and he's going to get a sack and another negative play for Kentucky, where they've had a lot of success in the first quarter on first down. Tennessee's totally turned that around.
3 straight drives where they've had a big loss. Let's put them behind schedule. Wilson incomplete, as that was Taven Richardson, who would have had the first down if he could have caught that.
A couple of drops have really hurt the Kentucky Wildcats on offense. This is a simple comeback route. Richardson gets plenty of cushion, but needs more urgency. Had his hands on the football, tuck that away, and take it with you.
Bryce Thompson, the true freshman, with that late punch to knock it out. Wilson just slides down.
If I'm Tennessee, I call timeout. If I'm Tennessee right now, call timeout. There's plenty of time with 1:09 left. It's been a frustrating afternoon for Terry Wilson.
Sure has. Just 68 total yards for Kentucky on 33 plays.
And he needs some help on the outside. They got to catch the football better in the second half, or it's not going to be a comeback.
Thursday at 10:30 Eastern, it's Marty and McGee. They have you covered with everything that's SEC. Like everything else, you can see them live on the ESPN app from anywhere, fueled by Gatorade. So Tennessee does exactly what John Congemi requests, calls timeout with 1:09 left. 2 timeouts still in their pocket, and Marquez Callaway waiting on another Max Duffy punt.
And Tennessee should get excellent field position.
Nice bounce And it's marked out inside the 30-yard line. 51 yards. Jarrett Garantano has been solid today.
He's been efficient in the pocket, and most importantly, he's taken shots downfield. 4 plays of over 20 yards, 3 of those coming in the passing game. They're finding Josh Palmer on the crosser, and then the seam route down the middle that sets up the touchdown run by Tim Jordan. So Garantano hasn't thrown an interception in his last 135 passes. He's protected it well all season long, but he's been sturdy in the pocket. He's taken a couple shots, he's hung in there and been on target downfield.
So we've got the best completion percentage in school history at 64%. Trying to lead Jawan Jennings, but incomplete.
Those are tough throws to make on a day when it's cold, Taylor. Catching the football, catching it and throwing it like a shortstop, those are tough when it's a little bit chilly outside and the conditions are perfect otherwise, but those are tough ones to make.
Jeremy Pruitt can't have much of a voice after these games. He is yelling
Coach
at everybody.
needs to get charged up on Sunday nights, that's for sure.
Around and Chandler to the 30-yard line. Jordan Jones will tackle him. We'll see how aggressive Tennessee gets on this 3rd and 8. 107-1 in total yards in the second quarter. Kentucky with 1 yard in this quarter.
Taylor, that's so surprising the way they started with the success they've had running the football with Snell and being able to be efficient on first down. It totally changed in the second quarter.
It's Chandler to the 44-yard line with 13 seconds left, and Tennessee will call their second timeout. Samaglia's got a big leg. He kicked a 51-yarder last year against Florida, so why not give your offense one more shot after this big run?
Chandler's been able to do a really good job, but let's credit this offensive line. They are so much better this afternoon against Kentucky, and a really good defense at moving people along that line of scrimmage to give Ty Chandler and Tim Jordan opportunities to hit that crease and get going full speed within 1 or 2 steps.
So Samaglia needs about 20, 21 yards to have a chance. The problem is he's into the wind.
What that run does, though, you're able to throw one downfield, potentially get pass interference, be able to move the football a little bit easier. You've got some big-time receivers in Callaway on the outside and Palmer with good size that if you give them a 50-50 ball, they have a chance to go up and take it away.
Ty Helton coaching on the field, was up here in the press box with us at the start of the year. It's made a big difference, though, to Garantano. Steps up. Throws to the sideline, and Callaway's out of bounds at the 39 with 6 seconds to go.
Great awareness by Garantano. He's able to step up through the pressure provided by Josh Allen and then find a receiver right in front of the Tennessee bench in Callaway. Really good awareness by Jarrett.
Question is, can they get the next play off and call timeout before the clock expires?
I think you may see a throw into the end zone here. Get a jump ball here with 6 seconds left to go before halftime.
Almost got to him. Garantano steps up, and it is caught! Callaway!
Callaway takes it away. What an effort by first Garantano escaping the sack and then putting enough air under the football. But what a great individual effort by Callaway, going up and ripping the football away from anybody with a white jersey in Tennessee. With the way they managed that before halftime, taking the timeouts, getting that pass to get it closer to midfield, and then Garantano heaving it into the end zone for the touchdown.
sideline warning there on the Tennessee bench. As it's a 39-yard touchdown pass to Callaway, who had 9 catches against the Gamecocks, as an 82-yard punt return last week against the Charlotte 49ers. Now one of the biggest catches of the season. And Tennessee is up 17-0. Kentucky came in ranked to Neyland Stadium for the first time in 41 years. And they are getting blown out by Tennessee through the first 30 minutes. And Chris Buttons with Jeremy Pruitt.
Coach, what have you thought about the way that Garantano has managed this offense despite taking some licks today?
You know, we gave him a little bit more time. You know, we've been able to run the ball some, so I think that's helped in protection. We got to do a better job in the second half. We got to learn how to act. That's the first thing.
Knowing the playmakers Kentucky has, what will be most important for your team in the second half?
Well, we don't need to change how we're playing. We need to keep playing the way we're playing.
Thank you, Coach.
Keep doing it, and keep doing it. Jeremy Pruitt always thinking about the next play. His Vols are up 17-0. Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report with Dari and the gang is next.
All right, gentlemen, we thank you. Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report is underway now. Chris Doering, Gene Chizik, and Dari Nowkhah here. And oh my goodness, if momentum's a real thing, Tennessee has loaded up on it. And that last play,
were you mistaken that Kentucky at any point had momentum in this first half?
Nor have they had offense in this first. It's just not a good look for Kentucky right now. Show us what happens here.
Well, I thought John Kajemi made a great point before halftime there that they managed the 2-minute situation really well to get them in position to throw it. And, Coach, when you have the height that Tennessee does at the wide receiver position, it's a big advantage. They've done this all year long in the open field. They just took advantage of it in the end zone here on the Hail Mary this time.
Well, it's very mindful, not necessarily just that play, but the whole game. There's explosive plays going on, which is what we didn't ironically see last week against Charlotte. Yeah. But go back 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago when they beat Auburn. How did they do it? They did it with these exact same explosive plays on the perimeter. You're seeing receivers go up and catch balls. Now today, ironically, last week, they only ran for 20 yards the whole game against Charlotte. Now all of a sudden today, Tim Jordan busts a big one. They're starting to run the ball a little bit better. Yeah. And Jeremy alluded to that, and that's why Garantano is being able to throw the ball a little bit better. But you know what? This dude impresses me. You know why? Because this sucker stands in the pocket and takes hits week after week after week. You know how many picks this guy's thrown all year? 0.
How about that?
Not one.
How about it?
And he stays in the pocket and gets drilled.
He's approaching a school record for attempts without an interception.
And Dari, this was Tennessee's first touchdown drive. I thought they did a great job of spreading it around to their weapons. It was a 6-play drive. They had 3 different guys carry the ball and 2 different receivers catch the passes, and that speaks to what you and I have talked about all year long. They have a ton of talent offensively at the skill positions.
Yes.
The offensive line, when they catch up, when they get more solid up front, this is going to be a dangerous offense for the Vols.
What's happened to Kentucky? Were they just never that good? I mean, we know offensively they've been able to run the ball. Now they can't do that. 26 yards on 20 carries against a defense that's very middle of the road in the SEC. What has happened to Kentucky?
You know, in this league, you never know, guys. I mean, come on, let's look at it. Last week when we watched Tennessee play Charlotte, what did we say? Can Tennessee win another game the whole year, right? And you catch somebody on the right day. You know what we've overlooked about Tennessee today, though? We've talked about their offense. Their defense looks like they're playing with 13 guys. Yeah. They're all over the field. They're stopping the run game. Right now, Kentucky has 68 total yards on 33 plays. If you do the math, 2.1 yards per play. Not per carry, per play. That's lights out
Real
defense.
quick, the problem is they can't throw the football. Right. He's 9 of 13. Terry Wilson is for 42 yards. Yeah. They don't scare the defense. They can just play up and stop the run. They got to be able to stretch the field vertically. They
can't do it. 3 yards per attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not going to beat a lot of teams doing that. 17-zip Volunteers. How about Alabama, #1 team in all the land, of course, taking on Mississippi State. Talked before all week long about Mississippi State and that defense that's given up just 9 touchdowns. Could they get to Tua? Could they bother Tua? Well, Damian Harris carries the football, and the ball comes out. He's called down. I don't think he was down, and they did not review this play.
Now, that was kind of shocking. I mean, really, they got away with one on that one. I think the ball did come out, but they got away with it.
And it came back to bite him. Tua On the money to Irv Smith, down just inside the 1. And on the next play, which would be the 9th of the drive, touchdown, David.
Alabama came out and imposed their will early on. 7 of those 9 plays were run plays that they just gashed Mississippi State's defense over and over with.
And then there's Joshua Jacobs into the end zone as well. So at this point, it's 14-0 Alabama. Mississippi State, what you're not seeing is them doing anything on offense because, frankly, they haven't. And then just a moment ago, the dump off to Jacobs, who's into the end zone for the second time. Mississippi State has 19 yards of offense in the first 27 minutes of this game. We talk all the time about the Alabama offense. It's now starting to be a more familiar tune as we have to talk about the
What did I tell you last night? It's the same game as last week. You got an LSU defense that's really, really good, just like Mississippi State's defense is really, really good today. The problem is neither of those teams can score. And Alabama's defense, I know you're impressed with them. They're getting better and better. The communication at the back half of the defense is better. The linebackers are playing more soundly. And I know you love Quentin Wilson in that defensive line.
The front 7 right now is playing championship defense at Alabama. And if you go back and you really watch these guys, not only are they physical guys, they don't stay blocked. I don't care if it's double teams. I don't care if it's single blocks. These guys get off blocks. The linebackers fill alleys and lanes. They're downhill. And as you mentioned, the secondary's starting to come together because what was the youngest part of the defense, right? It was the secondary. And they were blowing stuff earlier in the year. What did we say? When guys are running wide open, it's not a good thing, right? Well, they've solved that problem, but the front 7 is playing dominating, smothering defense, and nobody can run the ball.
Who's the greatest friend of the secondary? It's the pass rush.
No question.
And those guys have gotten better and better at that.
They already got 3 in the first half, 3 sacks.
Mississippi State, 1 first down. Bama has 17, and it's 21-0. Just a machine. Much like the pride of the Southland Marching Band. If you want to see more of them, head on over to SEC Network Plus. 3 early finals in the SEC to show you what happened including a remarkable start for South Carolina, but a Gator comeback. How Missouri reached bowl eligibility for the 2nd straight year as well. And here it is. How the first half ended. Final play, Marquez Callaway, touchdown. All Vols.
This halftime report is presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Trusted for generations. Auto Owners Insurance. Find your agent today at auto-owners.com.
When fingertips, knuckles, and cuticles get cracked, you need relief that gets right to the point. Introducing Gold Bond Cracked Skin Relief, designed to precisely fill cracks, instantly soothe. 94% saw noticeable improvement. New Gold Bond Cracked Skin Relief.
Sports fans are gearing up at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Roman. For the first time ever, you can get ED meds prescribed online, shipped discreetly to your door. No more waiting rooms, awkward talks, or lines at the pharmacy. Get your first month free at GetRoman.com/TV.
I've scored some pretty good deals on Poshmark, like the Bread Air Jordan 1. This is my favorite sneaker of all time. I was able to find a pair really easily without spending a crazy amount of money.
Get $5 off your first order. Download the free Poshmark app now and use offer code LOVEPOSH.
Welcome back to the Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report.
Rolling along here, Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report. Texas A&M at home against Ole Miss. Kellen Mond and company knew they'd have to score some points likely to keep up with those Rebels. Kellen Mond there marches into the end zone. Late first half, 7-0 Aggies. Mond ran for 19 yards and that touchdown, and here he finds Cameron Buckley. That ties the game at 14. Now Mond again. How about this throw, guys?
to
I
Courtney
love
Davis.
the fade as opposed to some of these guys here around me. It's unstoppable when you run the route like that and you throw the football over the outside shoulder.
Yes, with the perfect route and the perfect throw, any pass play is
Can't
unstoppable.
stand you fade haters.
Yeah, I'm a fade hater. Mon Davis again. Mon goes for 255 and 4 touchdowns of 255 in total yards, and A&M gets the 14-point win. How about Missouri and Vandy? Missouri would be bowl eligible for the second straight year with a victory. Drew Lock in the game moves into 5th all-time in career passing yards. Meanwhile, it was Kyle Shermer who moves into 2nd all-time in Vandy passing yard. Lord, but look at this.
Play the
fourth down
game right
stop.
there, Dari.
Keyshawn Vaught had a big game, but Missouri stopped him.
Decided to go for it on 4th down. They get stuffed, and Missouri goes right down the field, 14 plays, 99 yards to take the lead and never look back. The defense put them on lock after that.
See what you did there?
Yeah, that wasn't purposeful.
No, that was good. Last play, last chance. They had a chance, but Missouri hangs on. Here's Drew Lock with Don Davenport.
Well, here with quarterback Drew Lock. Drew, you just told me this one aged you a bit.
Yeah, I did. I turned 22 today, but I feel at least 25 right now because that was a little stressful. But that's what we play the game for. Fun times. You know, it's good to have a little different outcome in a situation like that here. So it's really fun.
Happy birthday, Drew Lock. How about Florida taking on South Carolina? Doering a little down on the Gators yesterday.
Yeah, I was a little down on the Gators, a little down on the Gator fans as well for not showing up, but it seemed like maybe a little better crowd today.
Well, team didn't show up for a while. Look at the score, 31-14, and then Kadarius Toney. You just say get him the ball more, right?
Needs 20 touches. I don't know why he doesn't get the ball every play.
31-21, and then, well, because he'd be tired. LaMichael Pirine, they ran hard in that second half, didn't they?
This is what Florida needed. They needed a running game from the tailback position to take some pressure off the quarterback, and they got it today.
They come back from 31-14 down and take the lead. 3rd and 11, Jake Bentley picked off by C.J. Henderson. Gators come from behind and win, and their head coach was loving it.
You question whether your team had fight in them. Assess that fight.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased. You know, we came out here. I told the guys, if you didn't think we're going to win, stay in the locker room. I don't want anybody in this field going to whatever it takes for us to win the game. If you didn't think you could do it, stay in the locker room. They believe they were going to win the game. These fans believe we're going to win the game. Saw the excitement, the energy, the juice here in the swamp. That's what we need to be successful. The students, all the Gator Nation, they did a great job today helping us win this game.
How would you describe the production today of your quarterback, Felipe Franks?
He did a great job managing the game, you know. Came out. One of the things he did, he ran the ball well. I don't ask to be a great runner, I ask you to be a willing runner, tough. And, and he showed his toughness. He came out, showed his toughness today.
We had some jawing going on with players back here, and I heard you say expect to win.
Yeah, I mean, we're here. This is the swamp. We expect to win. We don't need to talk it on. We need to go celebrate with our fans, with our students, with the band, with everybody. So, take a knee, and let's go celebrate the right way.
All right, go celebrate then.
Thank you.
What's the win mean? Simple enough.
Well, the win to me means that the mindset and the culture is heading in the right direction, because I thought this team was left for dead. I thought after that performance last week against Missouri, they may have a hard time winning any of the games against against FBS level teams, but they came out and fell behind and then scored 21 unanswered points to win that football game. It wasn't pretty, but they found a way to do it primarily by running the football, which I know was something you mentioned that they had to do, is be more physical up front and run the football.
Yeah, and I think you have to give the coaching staff a lot of credit because they rallied the troops, because last week was not pretty, right?
Mm-hmm.
The beginning of this game was not pretty. We were talking the third quarter, how bleak it looked. And this team kept fighting back, and it was the way they won. When the defense had to step up and make a play at the very end, C.J. Henderson gets the pick. When they had to have a stop on 3rd down, they'd get the stop. When they had to take the ball down and drive it, when the tailbacks had to run it, they did it. When Felipe Franks had to throw the football in critical moments, it wasn't great all day, but when it mattered, he hit those. So it was a great team win. And sometimes you gotta win games like this ugly. Mm-hmm. And this is a program changer in terms of looking forward, because guys, guess what? They can win 9 games, easy.
Yeah, and the funny thing about winning 9 games is something early in the season when we were at SEC Media Days, I thought this was an 8-win team, maybe a 9-win team.
It looks like they may end up that way. They didn't take the path we thought they would. They end up losing games to Kentucky and Missouri, probably not the ones we thought they would.
But beating LSU.
They beat LSU. They were competitive for a lot of the game against Georgia. They got to continue to figure out who they're going to be going forward. But I think this is a good first year for Dan Mullen and that staff.
They needed this one.
Big.
If you go back-to-back losses to Missouri and South Carolina at home, you got issues, right, in Gainesville, and you might not be able to go
Some stat
home.
earlier, I thought Florida hadn't lost to 3 unranked teams at home, maybe in their history of the program.
Wow. How about that? Well, that's not the case right now. Good come-from-behind win. Meanwhile, Tim Jordan gets his way into the end zone, and Tennessee is up 17.
You don't think it'll happen to you, and you surely don't think it'll happen twice. I've lost 2 homes in my lifetime. First, it was a fire. My agent was right there and helped me rebuild. Then the tornado hit and destroyed everything again. Both times, my independent agent and auto owners took care of me like someone takes care of family.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance.
Not sure you have the right credit card? Know which one to get? Turn to the nerds. Hey there, aloha. Need a card with great travel rewards? Turn to the nerds. Yowza, that sounded expensive. Time for a credit card with a lower interest rate? Turn to the nerds. Can we crack a window or something? The experts at NerdWallet make it easy to make smart money moves. Compare and find the best credit cards for you at nerdwallet.com.
It means sacrifice, and not just for my family and friends, but for everybody.
It's doing research that'll really help people.
Putting in the hours, pushing myself so I can be a better teammate.
Knowing that the work I do today isn't just for me.
Being a Tennessee volunteer means giving light to others, giving your all, and I love that I get to be a part of that.
When all the football is over, after we're done with LSU and Arkansas and Fayetteville, come right on back here. It'll be the 3 of us again to get you everything you need and want from Week 11 in the SEC. Meanwhile, take you outside the footprint, key games as it pertains potential playoff teams. Ohio State beats Michigan State, but it wasn't really a 20-point game. It was closer than that. Michigan just up a touchdown on Rutgers. Kyler Murray just threw a touchdown pass. It's 31-21.
Now it's 34.
Make it
it's
34.
Impossible to keep up with your alma mater's scoring pace.
That's exactly right. And Wazoo in a tight one right now in Boulder as they continue to honor the military on this Veterans Day weekend. 17-0 Tennessee. The second half is next.
This halftime report is presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Trusted for generations. Auto Owners Insurance. Find your agent today at auto-owners.com.
My grandfather, he's like my best friend in the whole world. The reason I got into crocheting blankets for hospice patients is he was diagnosed with Parkinson's. I know how much of a toll that took on him and our family. Since then, I've put in over 25 blankets. I've put in over 500 hours of community service. Whether it's just taking time out of my day to make a blanket or take time out of the day to go talk to somebody, I think it's gonna go a long way for them.
You might see it here. Here. Or here. You might see it pretty early on. You can definitely see it here. Oh, that's a good place too. It's something you have to see for yourself. And once you do, you'll see it anywhere you go.
If you're facing a criminal charge, you're up against an army. My goals are to help a person in need and to let them know that there's somebody for them, that it's not hopeless, that there's a way out. Regardless how desperate the situation is, there's always solutions to every problem. You know, there's always hope.
If you've been charged with a crime, call Rob McKinney now.
Have you written a book and want it published? We print and digitize your book and place your book for sale online and in bookstores everywhere. We'll get your book into bookstores now.
Call for your free author submission kit at 1-800-214-3230.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. Call for your free author submission kit.
1-800-517-2305.
Well, I don't know if you saw this coming. Tennessee shutting out Kentucky at the half, 17-zip. First time the Cats haven't scored in the first half since September of 2016. John Conjimmy, Chris Button, I'm Taylor Zarzer. And John, Tennessee got some big plays on offense towards the end of that first half.
5 plays of over 20 yards in the first half, Taylor, and they did a really good job at the line of scrimmage protecting their quarterback, but most importantly, they were able to get those explosive plays down the field, put them in position, and then the most important play before halftime, a terrific catch by Callaway going up and taking the football away. Defensively, tackles for loss, really eliminating the big plays for Kentucky on first down, which forced pressure in the pocket on their quarterback, and Taylor gets the sack there. So a combination of aggressiveness at the line of scrimmage and getting off the field on third down really was the story on defense for Tennessee.
33 plays, 68 total yards for Kentucky. So anemic with the football. Benny Snell had 36 yards rushing on 12 carries, even though they possessed the football over 4 minutes more than the Volunteers. Tennessee will get it first with that 17-zip leads. The third time that Tennessee has shut out an opponent going into the second half this season.
If Kentucky's going to get back into this football game, and I think they're going to, it's going to start on defense. They're going to have to get a 3 and out, get the football back with decent field position, and get some momentum going.
Grant McInnes with a short kick that's fielded at the 24-yard line. And they'll start at the 30 as that's received by J.J. Peterson down to Chris Button.
It's almost as if John was in the locker room listening to Coach Stoops, because that's exactly what he said. The momentum starts right now, having to get a stop on defense. He said offensively, we've been able to move the ball a little bit, but the pressure on Terry Wilson has caused them to get in some third and long positions. So if they can protect him a little bit more, they feel like they'll be able to move the ball better and start gaining some momentum here when they get the ball back.
Really surprising, Chris, to see the way Tennessee has dominated the line of scrimmage in this football game. Ty Chandler was able to escape Adrian Middleton, but Darius West on his first play of the game makes the tackle in the backfield. Now remember, he was ejected for targeting last week, so he had to sit out the first half. He immediately makes something happen.
Well, Chris, that's exactly what Mark Stoops wanted to do. You talked about his message to his team at halftime. Come out, get downhill on defense, be aggressive at the point of attack, and they do it on the very first play.
It's a loss of 2. Garantano, that's a dangerous pass that's almost intercepted by West. Devontae Robinson had a hand on it too. Not the best decision from Garantano there.
And they got away with possibly pass interference. Watch as Chandler's going to go catch the football. There's contact before the ball gets there. And I think Kentucky gets away with it, but they played it again, aggressive down the field, which sets up a 3rd and long for Tennessee.
West blocked a field goal against Mizzou, 3 interceptions on the season. Fumble recovery for a touchdown against Florida. Has been all over the field. He's a 5th-year senior.
Where's Josh Allen on 3rd down?
He's being blocked and almost picked off again. Ill-advised decision, and Jamar Boogie Watson just about got to it.
That's
Flag
textbook.
comes in here, John.
Yep. Textbook by Kentucky. 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down. Get off the field depending on the outcome of this penalty.
Holding. Offense, number 68. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Kentucky wanted to create some juice. The hold right there, that was pretty blatant, the arm bar takedown. But you have to do that sometimes when you get beat. And Tennessee's lucky they can bring the punt unit on, because that 2 plays in a row potentially could have been interceptions.
This is Joe Doyle's 4th punt. Lynn Bowden is back there. Took his first ever punt return for a touchdown against Mizzou. And he'll field this one at the 19-yard line. And he's back up to the 35 after a 51-yard punt. It's time for Kentucky's offense to get going. Benny Snell just 36 yards rushing in the first half.
Well, Taylor, it starts on first down. Remember back when early in the first quarter, Kentucky was feeding the football to Benny Snell. He was able to have some success on first down. They were able to move the line of scrimmage towards the second level of that Tennessee defense. They have to get back and do that here in the third quarter.
6 drives, 5 punts, and a missed field goal. Bowden trying to get a block, but unable to follow one as Batuli blows it up.
Batuli just reads this screen right away, gets underneath the blocks of the offensive lineman coming out to provide some running room for Bowden, and that's just good awareness by the middle linebacker and good athleticism to get outside.
Slow-moving play there. Safo Adjei, that right tackle you were talking about, was unable to get to Batuli in time. It's a loss of 1. Delay handoff to Snell, and that's going backwards. Batuli again. Kyle Phillips in there too.
That's the guy that blows it up. Kyle Phillips is going to get penetration. Number 5 in orange. He's able to get behind the line of scrimmage, and there's no running room for Benny Snell to move that football forward. So 2 negative plays on first and second down. Both defenses having their way to start this third quarter. If you're quarterback Terry Wilson right now, most importantly, you have to protect the football here on third down. Do not force it into coverage.
Bowden makes the catch, short of the first down. It'll be 4th down.
That gives the Kentucky punting unit a little bit more breathing room so they can flip the field back to Tennessee and try to pin them back inside the 20-yard line. That was a good throw by Wilson on 3rd and long. But this is going to be a defensive struggle here in this second half. Who's going to be able to get that explosive play to turn the tide one way or the other?
For that 12-yard completion right there, Kentucky had -5 yards since the first quarter. Duffy, Callaway with the late fair catch. Tennessee will get it at the 15, up 17.
Welcome to Pilot. Oh.
Hi, it's pretty bad.
We've got clean restrooms right over there. And showers, too. That's totally just an FYI.
Hey, I need...
Chips, drinks, ice, and hot dogs.
How'd you know that?
Is that pizza? Yeah, we make it fresh throughout the day. Coffee, cold fountain drink. Grab and go case. We've got great things for people on the go, like sandwiches and fruit cups and salads. We've got soups and chili.
Stock up for the holidays at Belk. Save on bonus buys. 60% off kids' dresswear, 50% off women's fashion apparel, or scratch and save up to 30% extra. Plus earn Belk Bucks with no brand exclusions. Get your holiday shopping started at Belk and Belk.com.
Our new hot, fresh breakfast will get you the readiest. Holiday Inn Express. Be the readiest.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're gonna rebuild. We've got 25 employees who depended on it, and that's all that mattered to me. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. Incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance.
Shop new Black Friday leaks at Belk for 3 days only. $9.99 toys, $9.99 fleece for the family, $9.99 box jewelry. Plus earn Belk Bucks with no brand exclusions. Come home for the holidays at Belk and Belk.com.
Scary situation down on the field as the center judge, Chris Snead, is being tended to at the moment by a bunch of Tennessee officials, and some Kentucky staffers have come out there as well. See a couple of medical personnel workers here at Neyland Stadium. See the referee Matt Loeffler looking on. It's good to see Snead sitting up now.
This is an interesting situation you don't really see here. We're certainly hoping the best for Chris Snead, but you ever seen this before? I mean, have you been in a situation where you've had that kind of a delay for?
Yes, those guys get in. They're a lot of times in harm's way if they're not careful. You know, that's a tough position. You got a lot of crossing routes. You got things going, and those guys sometimes just take one they never saw coming, and hopefully he's okay. But yeah, I've seen it happen.
Yeah, what's the situation like? What are you telling your guys now? I mean, fortunately, in terms of we want nothing but the best, obviously, for Chris Snead, but. Now here you are, you just came out from halftime as a coach, your guys are ready to go, you've played less than 3 minutes, and now all of a sudden you've got to wait a minute, as you can see the center judge walking off the field right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate right now because your team is ready to play football. Whatever you said in halftime, whatever adjustments, you know, one thing I will say, Dari, halftimes for coaches never seem like enough time. You're always scrambling right now. You're scrambling to give more information and the whole deal, so they're getting a little extra time.
Well, it's good to see him walking off right now, and I think they're ready to play football back at Neyland. Let's get it back to Taylor and John. Guys.
Thank you, Dari. Thank you, Coach. You see Chris helped to the locker room. The alternate official today is Martin Hankin, so he will be pressed into duty, Chris.
Yeah, he got hit from behind on that last play, but he's been hit a couple times. I noticed on the last series he was having trouble getting up. He was also involved and got injured during the altercation in the end zone in the first half.
Appreciate that update as he is helped off of the field. So under center is Garantano from the 15-yard line. Chandler is going to lose yardage there. Both of these defenses have come ready to play in the second half.
They have definitely turned it up a notch. Just a terrific job of being able to get some penetration. That's how you stop first down running. You get a flash of a white jersey, and you're able to make the running back stop and then start again. That's where you have the advantage defensively.
Devontae Robinson with the tackle for loss. Richmond may have come out of his stance early.
False start. Offense, number 51. 5-yard penalty for second out.
You don't want this game, if you're Tennessee, to turn into a tale of two halves. You played very well offensively, especially the offensive line. They did a really good job of protecting Garantano. They provided running room for Chandler and Jordan. You want to be able to pick up where you left off, and now it's second and long. You want to be able to get that very first down to get some field position here.
Now snapping this one from their own 8. Chandler with Garantano following him is past the 20. It's a pickup of 13. It makes it third and manageable.
That's exactly what they needed on second down. Nobody to set the edge to the right side of the field, and that was good aggressive running by Ty Chandler. He had his quarterback behind him. He was trying to get out in front, but he wasn't fast enough, and that's a really good job of getting it back, as you said. Manageable third down. Now you've got options on the board to throw it from the pocket, move the pocket, or potentially run it here on third down.
Good numbers for the sophomore from MBA High School in Nashville. And that's a Dom Wood Anderson catch at the 35-yard line. First down, Vols.
And I'm surprised Wood Anderson isn't more involved at 6'4", almost 260. There's a big body and a big target. Easy throw, short side of the field. Good call by offensive coordinator Tyson Helton, being able to get that big target and make it easy for Jarrett from the pocket.
So Wood Anderson will go to the bench. And Tim Jordan, who had that big catch to put Tennessee in position to score their first touchdown. Back on the field next to Garantano. And here's a flip to Murphy on a reverse, and he's got daylight. One man to beat. Cuts it back inside and is inside the 20.
Jordan Murphy's going to take this around on the end around, and he's going to get great blocking on the perimeter. There's 3 or 4 orange jerseys that spring him down the Kentucky sideline, and this is the explosive play that Tennessee was looking for. Make it 6 over 20 now on the day, Taylor.
Murphy's got a 38-yard catch and now a 59-yard run. To Jordan. Incomplete. Callaway unable to make the catch as the big cornerback Chris Westry was there.
Westry does a really good job of using his hands. He's got a long frame. Watch him fight through the catch and get the hand in between Callaway to separate him from the football. Good long reach at 6'4". That corner is able to use that arm to get in between Callaway and the football. It's paramount for Kentucky and their defense to keep Tennessee out of the end zone.
Jordan bouncing off Wildcats down near the 5.
Taylor, we talked about Snell for Kentucky with yards after first contact. Look at Tim Jordan, 1, 2 arm tackles. He fights off 3, 4 of them to get the ball to the 5-yard line. That's just really good, aggressive, in between the tackles running by Tim Jordan.
Running backs only had 64 yards rushing last week. And this week, they have 147. Jordan, the deep back, on a 1st and goal.
Well, I would go play action on one of these 2 downs if they don't get it in here on 1st down.
Tim gets down near the 2.
If you trust your quarterback, and that offensive line has done a good job. I can agree with maybe pushing that pile there on 1st down, but if you really want it, I think you're going to have a play action opportunity and an easy pitch and catch for 6.
Chandler and Madri London stand behind Garantano. Wide open out of the backfield. Wood Anderson, touchdown. I promise they can't hear John Congemi, but they're thinking the same way.
Great job by Tyson Helton, the offensive coordinator. Just a feel you get as a quarterback. You get down there and get all the eyeballs, want to be aggressive on defense, and it was just set up for play action there on 2nd down, and great execution by Garantano.
And Samaglia's extra point is good. Jordan Murphy had a 58-yard reverse that put Tennessee inside Kentucky's 20. And then Wood Anderson finishes it off. Kentucky's getting rolled.
At Regions Bank, we're here to help you move your life forward. But managing money correctly can be tough, especially for college students. That's why we sometimes bring in some extra help.
Young lady, you are way too smart to hit that order button. $750 on a dress that'll be out of style by next week? And what, you might wear it 2, 3 times tops?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I probably am right.
Regions, official bank of the SEC.
Is it true Academy speaks Guy?
It sure is. So what did your dad say when you asked him about Christmas?
He just said, I don't know.
Oh, easy. Sports gear. Save $10 when you spend $50.
From the store that knows gifts best, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Academy Sports and Outdoors.
On a tense Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
What is it?
It's the new neighbors, Sheriff. The referees.
Holy Tuscaloosa.
We don't need their whistles keeping us up at night.
Look, they're putting up replay cameras. I can't do it.
Who's making the calls here, Sheriff?
I'm out. Maybe we should give him a chance. Hey, neighbor. Welcome to Fansville.
Offsides!
That wasn't very neighborly.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
Hi, I'm Jeff. In my Johnsonville commercial, we open up in the forest. I'm out in the wild eating my breakfast, and all of a sudden, a raccoon come up and asked me, "Are those bigger patties?" I said, "Yep." Wolf comes in and says, "Wow, that's a lot of sausage." And we had a good laugh about that. Johnsonville breakfast sausage has 15% larger patties. Fits on a biscuit.
When I say drivers who switched from Geico to Esurance saved an average of $412, you probably won't believe me, but you can believe this. Real Esurance employee Nancy Abraham. Look her up online. Esurance. It's surprisingly painless.
It's a salute to service today on Veterans Week here at Neyland Stadium. We salute everyone, especially these members of the Tennessee Air National Guard. Very cool to see what they did before the game and then to get some recognition during it. I bet a bunch of those guys are fired up to see the Tennessee Volunteers shutting out Kentucky 24-0 here at the midway mark of the third quarter. Kentucky will start at the 25. We had a scary moment with the center judge a moment ago, Chris.
Chris Snead has gone to the hospital to be checked for a possible concussion. They said he was acting confused and believe he may have sustained it during the scuffle in the first half. As soon as I get more information, I will let you guys know.
Thank you very much. Meanwhile, Eddie Grand trying to pump up his Kentucky offensive players. Kentucky had not allowed more than 20 points in a game all season till last week. Now 34 to Georgia, 24 to Tennessee. And it's Snell. First down run, running hard past Micah Abernathy.
Well, this is going to be a heavy lift for Kentucky, now down 24 points, but this is how you start. You get it back to your most explosive offensive player, and you let him run the football, and that's exactly the success you're looking for on first down.
It's the longest run of the game for Snell. Takes it again, past the 45, Chris.
Yeah, and a different attitude for Benny Snell this second half. In the first half, he was remaining positive, pumping up his teammates, but watching him before this drive, he was isolating himself, staying on the bike, not talking to anyone. David Bouvier had to come up and kind of give him some energy and a little pep talk. We saw that in the Missouri game, the frustration that he shows when things aren't going well.
3 in a row and short of the first down here by 2 yards as Kyle Phillips makes the tackle.
Well, Benny's going to need to be Benny in this second half. He's going to have to pick up some yards, stay away from the negative runs, but most importantly, Terry Wilson has to have time in the pocket to make plays, especially on third down situations.
Snell lowers his head, first down, right at midfield.
Taylor, a lot of time left in this game with 6:39 and counting into the third quarter, but I would think Kentucky needs urgency on offense. They need multiple plays. They have to pick up the pace, and they're doing it just now.
Four straight runs. Wilson will load up, and he's trying for Bowden, who's covered up, incomplete. Tonight after LSU Arkansas, the SEC Now team will recap all the games with highlights, analysis, interviews, and everything else. No one covers the SEC like we do. You can also see it streaming live on the ESPN app. Auburn and Georgia, the Deep South's oldest rivalry. This is the third longest rivalry in the SEC behind the Egg Bowl. 114th meeting Tennessee's won 16 straight here on Rocky Top. Wilson will just have to throw it away, third down. All day, John, the Kentucky offensive line has been pushed around by that Tennessee defensive front.
Well, let's give credit to Tennessee. They came out with a different type of attitude. It started up front on both sides, offensively and defensively up front. They've been able to put pressure on Terry Wilson. They've been able to make him feel uncomfortable in the pocket. And right there was no reason for Wilson to leave the pocket. He had an out route, didn't take it, but then the pressure of the Vols in that front four showing its presence again.
Wagner has a one-on-one on the bottom of your screen, and that's the way Wilson is looking, and Wagner can't make the catch, incomplete. A flag does come in at the end, though. Theo Jackson was down there.
Right at the end of the play, I'm not sure if Jackson gets a hit on Wagner to the above the shoulders, but that was separated the football.
Foul, targeting number 26, Tennessee. The previous play is under further review.
And that is the fourth time this year that Ahmad Wagner has been targeted with the football, and 4 times he's drawn a flag.
Well, Wagner had a chance to catch that, and you're going to see the blur of Jackson coming from that safety position off the hash. The one thing you're looking for with targeting are some of those indicators, that launch into a player, the lowering and that thrusting up. And now Wagner's a big guy at 6'5". And you see the contact with that.
After review, there is no targeting. It'll be 4th down.
So it's overturned up here by George Raniger.
Jackson came a long way and made a good football play. I'm glad to see that the targeting was lifted, because that was a good football play. It's so tough for a defensive player going at that rate of speed and trying to adjust his target.
You know, the toughest thing that Jeremy Pruitt said earlier this week, the head coach of Tennessee, is it's so subjective with what they call on the field and then what is called up here. And it goes against Mark Stoops, and it's another Max Duffy punt that Callaway will call for a fair catch at the 11-yard line. All Vols with 6 to go in the third.
Did you know 80% of all erectile dysfunction meds sold online are counterfeit? That's why we created Roman. Now you can get real, FDA-approved medication prescribed online, delivered to your door. Get your first month free at GetRoman.com/TV.
Selling on Poshmark is crazy simple. All you have to do is post a picture, add a description, add a price, and you're pretty much good to go. Right now I'm selling Air Jordans and Nikes and Adidas, anything really performance related or style related.
Download the free Poshmark app now.
For the entire state of Arkansas. Another interception. Delpit picks that off for Rakeem Boyd. Open field, and he is pulling away.
SEC Saturday night, presented by Holiday Inn Express. 7th-ranked LSU, Arkansas, tonight at 7:30 on the SEC Network.
It's not 1993 anymore. Now, you can get pre-qualified for a loan right from your cell phone. All it takes is a few quick and easy questions. Text So Easy to 55670 to get a free quote.
Check into cash.
Today we're here to talk about trucks.
I love trucks.
Well, what truck brand comes from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road?
I think it's the Chevy.
Ford.
It's not Ford.
I think it's Ram.
Not Ram either.
That's
It's Chevy.
Gorgeous.
Get a total value of $11,000 when you finance with GM Financial. That's over 20% below MSRP on this Chevy Silverado. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Happy 25th anniversary, Check Into Cash. To celebrate, we're giving away $1,000 a week for 25 weeks from now to the end of the year. Visit checkintocash.com/giveaway to enter.
Check into cash.
As always, this time of year, we like to salute all of our nation's veterans, past and present, as we take a look at some of the courageous soldiers from around the globe, proudly showing off their school pride. We thank all of you for your service.
Absolutely. One of the best things you ever see is guys walking in airports, guys walking around. And I always like to say thank you, because those guys are putting themselves in harm's way for us.
It really is an incredible sense of pride that we feel, knowing that they're doing what they're doing so that we can do what we do.
That's right.
I saw a Tennessee t-shirt underneath his fatigues today. And it's Chandler up near the 10 to the studio in Dari.
All right, guys, let's keep you posted on what's going on in Tuscaloosa. Tua Tagovailoa, his second pick of the season. All right, guys, dad joke time. When it comes to interceptions, he's thrown two of them. I'm sorry, really.
Oh, man. Garantano, meanwhile, with his next attempt, if it's not an interception, Dari, will break the school record. Instead, he hands off to Ty Chandler, and Chandler isn't getting anything on these first two plays. DeAndre Square there.
Well, Tennessee gets some penetration, and you have to credit linebacker Cash Daniel. He was the guy in there that really takes that running back and takes him off track and sends him to where more white jerseys were. I get the feeling Kentucky, if they're going to get back in this, they need a defensive turnover. They need to cut the field in half, and even better than that, get a turnover that gets the ball closer to the red zone, because their offense has just been anemic about staying on the field and getting successful plays.
Only 98 total yards, as you see there. Montano, quarterback keeper, will be shy of the first down, up to the 16 as Josh Allen makes the tackle. It's a quick 3 and out for the Kentucky defense.
Well, the Wildcats defensively, they've done their job here in this third quarter. They've been able to come out, go 3 and out, maybe one explosive play, but they're trying to turn it over to their offense on a shorter field.
Bowden stands at the 40. It's off the side of Doyle's foot. Takes a UT bounce and stops at the 40. That's a 44-yard punt.
Should have gone to the game day gear shop at belt.com.
Visit the game day gear shop at belt.com.
John, the big problem with Kentucky on offense has been able to get anything going once they get in Tennessee territory.
They need an explosive play. They need a 40, 50-yard play that cuts this field in half.
Some pumps, nothing available, and he'll take off. And he's down at the 45 as Darrell Taylor makes the tackle. Bowden has been rather limited today. He had just one rushing yard. Here's a guy who has 418 coming into this game. Wilson. Good catch by Snell. And that is Benny's 6th grab, which is a career high for him in a football game.
And that tells you a little bit about how they're doing offensively. If he's catching that many passes, it hasn't been great after that first quarter running the football. So any way to get the football to Snell and get him in space, Kentucky has to try it.
Once again, in Tennessee territory. Could be a free play here. Wilson knows it, but it slipped out of his hand there and he threw it away. Should be a free 5 yards for the Wildcats.
I think at the end of that play, Terry Wilson thought he was going to get that big hit on the perimeter.
Offside on the defense, number 97. 5-yard penalty, first down.
He knew it was a free play. Right in the middle of the football field, there's Bain that goes in the neutral zone or across the line of scrimmage. And right at the end of this play, he's thinking about taking a chance downfield but decides to throw that away.
A.J. Rose checks in, standing next to Wilson. And he is right near the first down marker, at least initially. He'll be marked just short.
Two schools of thought here for offensive coordinator Eddie Grant. Second and short. Does he gamble and try to get that explosive play, try to get on the scoreboard here, or just go get the first down with A.J. Rose?
Eddie had a conversation with Benny. Fake to Rose. Wilson, first down to Taven Richardson, and Richardson still on his feet inside the 20-yard line. That's 20 yards for the junior from Greer, South Carolina.
And plenty of room for Richardson on the outside. Three Vols defenders go deep. One Kentucky Wildcat pulls up, and it's number 11, Richardson. Easy pitch and catch for Terry Wilson, and now you've got some momentum inside the 20-yard line.
The longest play of the game.
Unbelievable.
For Kentucky. Wilson near the end zone, and it is. Let's wait for it. Caught. Conrad, touchdown.
Conrad is a scoring machine. When you want a touchdown inside the red zone, look at number 87, a wheel route short side of the field, and a great job of going up and attacking the football. He goes up and gets it at its highest point, drags the feet inbounds. All you need is one, and that's a six-pack for Kentucky, much needed in this third quarter. Great control of the football to the ground. The ball moves a little bit, but he still possessed it. Great strength to the ground by Conrad.
Beat Balin Buchanan for the ball. It's confirmed up here, and Kentucky is finally on the board. C.J. Conrad, as John told you, is Mr. Touchdown. 11 career touchdown catches, and Kentucky finally gets on the board here near the end of the third quarter.
For five-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Not long ago, Rhonda started here. And then more jobs began to appear. These techs in a lab, this builder in a hard hat, the welders and electricians who do all of that. The diner staffed up because they all needed lunch. Teachers, doctors, jobs grew a bunch. What started with one job spread all around because each job in energy creates many more in this town. Energy lives here.
Welcome back. C.J. Conrad puts Kentucky on the board. If you ask Mark Stoops, he says this is everything you want in a kid. Conrad, every Tuesday before practice, will go and visit the UK Children's Hospital. He says, I just wanted to do something that was bigger than myself. And when I go before football, I realize the hardships that these kids have. And then I go play football and I realize, hey, everything that I'm dealing with does not even pale in comparison to these kids. He wanted to do it because of former Cat Courtney Love, who was also big on community service and won the Werfel Trophy.
I bet that makes his parents, Mike and Lois, so proud. They come to every game. Mike and Lois watched CJ's brother Austin and the Ohio Bobcats lose to the man to Conrad's right, Justin Riggs' brother Jordan, and the Miami Redhawks. In fact, Jordan Rigg, offensive lineman for Miami of Ohio, was blocking defensive end Austin Conrad.
They went up against each other all night long, and there was plenty of discussion between the tight ends. And what a great story about CJ doing the right thing. And you just hear so many good stories in college football, and that's one of the ones you see at the top of the list.
Best friends cheering against each other on Wednesday night. Garantano pumps, throws deep, incomplete. Man, Mike Edwards had the best play on that ball, close to an interception, but instead, Garantano breaks the record for most attempts without an interception.
Well, Edwards doesn't take the bait. This is a double move, pump fake by Garantano, trying to get the big play over the top to Jennings. But Edwards holds his ground. Good eye discipline in that defensive secondary for the Wildcats.
Came close to that streak ending, and the man they call the Badger almost got his 10th pick of his career. So sweep to Phil's Ami, and he's out of bounds near the 25-yard line. As Oates ran there with him. Third down. Tennessee's offense has become stagnant.
They have, and credit the Wildcats on defense. They've been able to be in the right places at the right time. That had potential to get to the edge, but good discipline by the corners and the defensive end, stringing that out. A lot of east-west running. So now on third down, Garantano needs to make a play to stay on the field.
Jordan, and he'll be a few yards shy of the first down. Kentucky forces another 3 and out. That's the third they've forced in the last 5 drives.
Well, it seems like Kentucky's starting to get a little bit more confidence, and it bled over to the offense on that last drive. But make no mistake, it was set the tone defensively coming out in the third quarter with these 3 and outs.
It's Bouvier back deep to field this Doyle punt. Some hops, and it dies at the 29-yard line. Coming up at 7:30 Eastern, Week 11 of the college football season rolls on with number 7 LSU squaring off against Arkansas in our SEC Saturday night matchup presented by Holiday Inn Express. You can always watch it live on the ESPN app from anywhere. I know 29-0 is humiliating against Alabama for LSU, but Coach O has done a terrific job to get this team to 7-2, just as Coach Stoops has done with the Kentucky Wildcats. They need their biggest comeback win of the year here. Wilson under heavy pressure,
and was he out of the pocket?
That's the question. Is DeAndre Johnson was all over him, and there comes the flag.
Boy, he was really close to being outside that tackle box.
On the offense, number 3. It's a spot foul, lost it down, second out.
The tackle box, we're going to try to draw it here, the outside, and let's see if he gets outside of that. It's really close by Terry Wilson. It looks like he's straddling that tackle box, and that's one of those calls that could go either way, and it went against the Wildcats there on first down. And the ball didn't obviously get to the line of scrimmage, but that could have went either way there.
Loss of 9. Wilson stands tall. Taven Richardson steps out at the 26-yard line. That's Richardson's 3rd catch of the game. He's had 7 of his 9 catches in the last few weeks. But it's 3rd and 12 for Kentucky near the end of the 3rd quarter.
It's exactly where Jeremy Pruitt and the Tennessee defense want Kentucky. 3rd and long, forcing Terry Wilson to make a play and be accurate throwing the football.
Gets it off just as the quarter expires. And throws a strike to Bowden for a first down.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Kentucky trying to climb back in this football game, down 24-0 at one point. A touchdown on the last drive. They moved the chains here, and they'll have it at their own 40-yard line. Vols looking good on Rocky Top today.
Even the best shoppers like to get a head start. So hurry to Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's for pre-Black Friday hot buys, like Ridge Hunter Camo Backpacks for only $10. And save $60 on this Browning 20-megapixel game camera.
Stock up for the holidays at Belk. Save on bonus buys. 60% off kids' dress wear, 50% off women's fashion apparel, or scratch and save up to 30% extra. Plus earn Belk Bucks with no brand exclusions. Get your holiday shopping started at Belk and Belk.com.
Fact is, every insurance company hopes you drive safely. But Allstate actually helps you drive safely with DriveWise. It lets you know when you go too fast and brake too hard. With feedback to help you drive safer, giving you the power to actually lower your cost. Unfortunately, you can't do anything about that. Now that you know the truth, are you in good hands?
Here's where I learned to be brave. Here's where I learned I prefer the driver's seat. Here is where I learned to push my limits. Here's where I learned to fight. And here is where I learned to fight too. Here is where my banker helps me do brave things, like go out on my own.
Synovus, the bank of here.
Sports fans are celebrating exclusive new fan gear by Fanatics. Unique, one-of-a-kind designs you won't find anywhere else. From all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Shop new Black Friday leaks at Belk for 3 days only. $9.99 toys. $9.99 fleece for the family. $9.99 box jewelry. Plus earn Belk Bucks with no brand exclusions. Come home for the holidays at Belk and Belk.com.
When you're in trouble and your freedom is on the line, we can help.
Hi, my name's Rob McKinney. If you've been charged with a crime, call us. We're here to help. We have offices in Nashville and Gallatin, located across the street from the criminal court.
It's football time in Tennessee, and that means cookouts and tailgates. I'm John Whitfield. While I don't look like a lawyer today, I look like a fan. The truth is, I'm both. And I like to have as much fun as the next guy when tailgating, but make sure when you have your fun, do so responsibly. And if you don't, and your fun ends up hurting my clients, I promise you I will run the score up on you when we have our day in court. We're Whitfield, Bryson, and Mason. And while we don't look like lawyers, we don't have to. And we won't back down in protecting your rights.
Tennessee dominated the first 2.5 quarters, but Kentucky scored on the last drive. They're at the 40-yard line with a first down here, John, but they have to score points every time.
Well, they have to take advantage of their opportunities. The defense has done their part in the second half. Now with 15 minutes left, you have limited chances to score. Kentucky needs to get the football in the end zone right now.
Terry Wilson with a nice throw to Lynn Bowden to end the quarter, and Benny Snell starts the fourth with a 5-yard run. Snell with just 60 yards rushing today. He also has caught 6 balls for 25 yards. Wilson, good throw to Richardson. All of a sudden, Taven's got hot in the last couple of weeks. Only had 2 catches before the Mizzou game. Who's become one of Wilson's favorite targets.
It's a good sign for Kentucky in their offense to start stacking positive plays back to back to back. And that gives you confidence as a quarterback, as a wide receiver, as an offensive lineman. Those are the positive things you need in this fourth quarter.
27 catches last year for Richardson. Snell falls forward to the 45 as Kyle Phillips makes the tackle. It'll be second down there. Kentucky has lost 16 straight in Knoxville, have not won here since 1984. And they have not defeated Tennessee in consecutive seasons since 1977. Wilson, sideline, nice catch made by Isaiah Epps. A short gain to the 41-yard line brings up third down.
Epps did a great job of closing that distance between the quarterback and the defensive back attacking the football and really eliminating any chance that Tennessee could make a play on the football. This may be 2-down territory for Kentucky here.
Incomplete. Bouvier was thrown behind him and he was unable to adjust to the ball.
A couple times tonight, if Terry Wilson's on target and throws this football in a better spot, they're easier catches to make. That time Bouvier tries to adjust, and as Terry's going to try to attack here on 4th down, he needs to be accurate with the football. Eddie Grand trying to dial up an easy throw and catch on 4th down.
First time they've gone for it on 4th today. Tennessee trying to get timeout called. Bouvier makes the catch. First down.
Sometimes it's as simple as repeating the same play. That's the same play that Kentucky ran on 3rd down as they try to rush and snap this football.
Quick play to Snell, and Snell with a flag down inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line as Batuli makes the tackle.
Illegal substitution on the defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Playing with urgency causes Tennessee substitution, and they get caught with an illegal substitution, but the run nullifies that. Now Kentucky inside the 20.
19-yard pickup for Snell as the Cats start going quickly. Double coverage and almost picked off. Bryce Thompson had a chance to make that catch, but collided with Darrell Taylor. Hard hit to the ground after the contact with Taylor brought him to the ground, and we'll check on Thompson when we come back.
This season marks nearly 85 years of SEC tradition. At Johnsonville, we respect heritage. We've been making premium sausage since 1945. We're heading back to SEC country to earn our fans. On every campus, at every tailgate, every big game, all the way to the championship. Get fired up for game day, made the Johnsonville way.
If you're going to be on this team, being ready won't cut it. You've got to be the readiest. Holiday Inn Express, proud sponsor of SEC Saturday Night on the SEC Network.
Is it true Academy speaks Guy?
It sure is. So what did your dad say when you asked him about Christmas?
He just said, I don't know.
Oh, easy. Camo apparel.
And my nephew is like,
Oh, classic. Sports gear. Save $10 when you spend $50.
Oh, and my husband, he was just like,
Hey, Kate, what do we have for just...
World Tree Graphic Tee.
That's it.
From the store that knows gifts best, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Even your dream home has projects you can't stop dreaming about. We get it. A renovated bathroom would mean more than just new tile and a bigger tub. So we make it easy to apply on your phone for a Regions Home Equity line of credit in about 5 minutes. It pays to be fast. Apply on your phone in minutes.
You don't think it'll happen to you, and you surely don't think it'll happen twice. I've lost 2 homes in my lifetime. First, it was a fire. My agent was right there and helped me rebuild. Then the tornado hit and destroyed everything again. Both times, my independent agent and auto owners took care of me like someone takes care of family.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance.
Dory Noka in studio. Let's update Alabama, Mississippi State. Still 21-0, but Tua Tagovailoa takes a shot to that banged-up knee. He did get up, hobbled off the field. Bama had to punt. Still 21-0. Back to you guys.
Of course, Jalen Hurts is also hurt. Bryce Thompson with a head injury has gone to the tent. Marquell Osborne comes in for the sensational true freshman here on a 2nd and 10, and Wilson on a design run is wrestled to the ground near the 11-yard line by Emmett Gooden. So Thompson in that tent right now, 3 interceptions on the season, almost had a 4th. Instead, it's a 3rd and 4 now for Wilson and this Kentucky offense.
I'm thinking right here in the slot. Get your man-to-man coverage. Easy throw to the right side.
Look down there several times. Looking doesn't like what he sees and checks off of it. Incomplete. Wanted Richardson, but it's Osborne that was in there to deflect the pass.
Richardson needs to keep attacking the football and shorten the distance. He allows the DB to play through his back and make a play on the football. If he comes closer to Terry Wilson in the quarterback or the line of scrimmage, he's going to further that distance from the defender.
Chance poor missed from 51 yards, and the true freshman now from 30 to make it a 2-touchdown deficit. And it's blocked. Picked up by the holder Yeomans, but Tennessee will take over. Micah Abernathy got a hand on it.
Tennessee has found answers on defense. And now in the 4th quarter on special teams. This looked like a low kick to start.
Darrell Taylor in there as well. And Kentucky has another possession that comes up empty.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're gonna rebuild. We've got 25 employees who depended on it, and that's all that mattered to me. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. Incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance.
Stock up for the holidays at Belk. Save on bonus buys. 60% off kids' dresswear, 50% off women's fashion apparel, or scratch and save up to 30% extra. Plus earn Belk Bucks with no brand exclusions. Get your holiday shopping started at Belk and Belk.com.
Megan's smile is getting a lot of attention. That's because she goes beyond brushing with ACT mouthwash. ACT freshens breath and strengthens enamel, protects teeth from harmful acids, and helps prevent cavities. Protect your smile every day. Go beyond brushing with ACT.
On a Forbidden Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Ramon, we can't.
But Julia,
Our rivals.
I can love you and still hate your overrated school.
We have 2 different defensive philosophies. You're a base 4-3 cover 2, and I'm an
aggressive 3-4 with press coverage. I get it, but we both love Dr. Pepper.
Oh, Ramon.
Touchdown, State!
Yes! Into your face!
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
Now we're officially post-gaming with Velveeta shells and cheese.
So creamy.
So cheesy.
So good.
4 Velveeta shells and cheese.
And the win.
Satisfy your post-game craving with Velveeta shells and cheese.
Shop new Black Friday leaks at Belk for 3 days only. $9.99 toys. $9.99 fleece for the family. $9.99 box jewelry. Plus earn Belk Bucks with no brand exclusions. Come home for the holidays at Belk and Belk.com.
There are 3 Tennessee Volunteers around this kick. Micah Abernathy, Darrell Taylor, but Shy Tuttle with his 2nd block of the season.
Well, he comes right up the middle, and it's hard to miss number 2 going at 6'3", 300 pounds, but this is a low kick. Credit Tuttle by being able to use that strength and size to get through the line of scrimmage, but that trajectory of the kick really made it easy for him.
Blocked an extra point against the Gamecocks a few weeks ago. And he keeps it at a 17-point game. The backfield, the Wood Anderson, and he's marked out of bounds after a 9-yard pickup.
Nice call by offensive coordinator Ty Helton. You know, that's an extension of the running game. Just a little play action, short side of the field, easy throw for quarterback Jarrett Garantano. What they want to do now is possess the football, get some first downs, get that clock running. That's also on the Tennessee side right now.
Garantano with 197 yards passing and 2 touchdowns today. Traditional look here as Jordan hits the hole hard, and he's past the 35-yard line. First down, Tennessee. How about the offensive line that Tennessee has showcased today?
Much maligned throughout the entire season. We talked to head coach Jeremy Pruitt yesterday, said they had a pretty good week of practice, but they've been not only creating creases, there's been some big holes for running backs Chandler and Jordan to run through.
They have 20 rushing yards. Now that includes sacks. Their running backs had 64 yards total, but
they were beat up front last week, and they're doing a much better job against a really good defense.
Jordan, who's thrown down by Calvin Taylor. Kentucky coming into the game 7-2, ranked 11th in the country after the loss to Georgia last week. Favored to win this game. Have Middle Tennessee next week, and their arch rival Louisville, who's 2-7, make it 2-8 after the loss to Syracuse last night. So 10 wins looked realistic.
Legitimate, yes,
coming into this game, but
now they have
to
tackle the football. They have to find a way to get it back on defense.
Another nice run past the 45, but a fumble is Ty Chandler at the very end, had the ball stripped out, and that's a Kentucky turnover.
That's how you do it. You tackle the football. You have to be able to get a turnover defensively if your offense is struggling, and that's a really good job of ripping it out.
It's Chris Oates who's credited with the forced fumble and the recovery.
Let's take another look to see if Chandler was down. That ball's coming out. I don't think he's down. That's a fumble, and it's going to be Kentucky football. We talked about trying to create some urgency on defense, trying to get your hands on the football. And that's the only way right now with 10:04 left to go that Kentucky can shorten the field, get their offense back on. First turnover of the game forced by the Wildcats on defense.
The previous play is under further review.
Chris Oates, the true freshman from Cincinnati, had to start the Texas A&M game after Cash Daniel was forced to miss it due to a targeting penalty the week before. And Oates has played a bunch today, given Daniel's rib injury.
That's right. And I think that's a terrific play by a young player to have the awareness as a freshman to tackle the football, get his hands on the football and rip it out. That's just good aggressive defense. Again, he comes from that linebacker position, gets a right hand on the football, and watch the rip when with that right hand. That ball's out before I think the backside of Chandler touches the ground.
That looked rather conclusive. See if George Raniger agrees. Today's replay official. Of course, they're also reviewing this back in Birmingham at the league office. Kentucky shut out in the first half, trailing 17-0. It was a 3-zip game near the 2-minute mark.
The ruling on the field stands. It's a fumble recovered by Kentucky.
Tennessee gave up 2 late second quarter touchdowns. Kentucky did rather. Tennessee scored another in the third. But Kentucky's got a chance to get back into this. Now they've crossed the 50 4 times today without scoring.
You're right. They need to finish. And that's been a problem in the red zone if they get down inside the 20 all season. But this is a drive now with a little momentum. They need to finish this one with a touchdown.
Wilson, catch near the 32-yard line. It's Bowden, 17 yards for the sophomore.
Kentucky has a lineman down, it looks like.
It's George Asafo Adjei. Big George, a great teammate that teammates rave about, speaks 2 languages, English and Ghanaian. Westchester, Ohio. Grew up with Benny Snell and has been protecting him throughout his collegiate career.
And you hope he's okay. That's one of those guys you need up front, especially with 9:55 left to go in the game.
Big George will be helped over to the sideline. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Kentucky near the Tennessee 31.
That was a nice play by Terry Wilson, the Wildcat quarterback. He kind of recoiled, found a receiver down the field, was able to stay in the pocket and be patient with his eyes.
Nasir Watkins comes in to play right tackle, with Snell about 5 yards behind him. Wilson, incomplete. 2nd down after the incompletion to Epps with 9:41 left.
Terrific coverage down the field by Tennessee. They did a nice job of being able to get their hands on the football. That's the 8th time today they've been able to do that, and it's been pressure in the pocket sometimes, but good coverage in the back end.
There's Wagner, Ahmad Wagner at the bottom of your screen. Flag was picked up last time, but one is thrown every time they look for him. Wilson looking the other direction, can't get the ball off. And down he goes, and it's a fumble recovered by Tennessee.
We've mentioned Taylor a bunch from that linebacker position. He's able to beat the tackle on the outside, Watkins, who came in due to the injury, and that's a great job by Tennessee's defense, turning back the Wildcats in their offense late in the 4th quarter.
7th-ranked LSU, Arkansas, tonight at 7:30 on the SEC Network.
It's not what champions do, it's what champions don't do. They don't back down, they don't settle, and they don't quit. Except for Cable. Cable. Yeah, you quit Cable. Because we are Cougars, and we don't quit. Unless what? Unless it's Cable!
Quit Cable and switch to DirecTV and get the most live sports in 4K. More for your thing. That's our thing. 1-800-DirecTV.
Wondering how Mommy and Daddy keep it fresh? We're slingers.
You heard that right, boss. We sling.
Hey, kids. Want to sling with us?
The freedom is exhilarating.
Woo!
Nick, Megan, hey, we talked about this, right? I remember. Okay, thank you. Folks, we've got a big couch that will fit all 4 of us.
We could beanbag it if that's more your jazz.
Sorry, guys.
Sling TV is the live TV you love with no long-term contracts. Only $25 a month. Watch 7 days free at slingtv.com.
I've made many discoveries in my life, but you don't have to be an Einstein to know it's more important than ever to keep dreaming.
Keep your dreams alive. Start with a good night's sleep. Unisom sleep tabs help you fall asleep 33%.
If you're facing a criminal charge, you're up against an army. My goals are to help a person in need and to let them know that there's somebody for them, that it's not hopeless, that there's a way out. Regardless how desperate the situation is, there's always solutions to every problem. You know, there's always hope.
If you've been charged with a crime, call Rob McKinney now.
It's football time in Tennessee, and that means cookouts and tailgates. I'm John Whitfield. While I don't look like a lawyer, today I look like a fan. The truth is, I'm both. And I like to have as much fun as the next guy when tailgating, but make sure when you have your fun, do so responsibly. And if you don't, and your fun ends up hurting my clients, I promise you I will run the score up on you when we have our day in court. We're Whitfield, Bryson, and Mason. And while we don't look like lawyers, we don't have to, and we won't back down in protecting your rights.
Hard to imagine Darrell Taylor matching his performance against Georgia from earlier this season when he had 3 sacks and a couple of forced fumbles, but he's just about done it. Look at those numbers.
He's had a great afternoon and now into the evening, and Tennessee answers a turnover with a turnover of their own. Their defense goes back out, gets the sack, forces the fumble, and gets their offense back on the field with 9:33. And now they want to milk the clock. They want to win that battle up front and run the football.
Bohanna in the backfield just about, but it's Jordan running past him up near the 40-yard line. It'll be second down from there. John, Kentucky's had their chances. They've crossed midfield 5 times today without scoring. They've had a couple of missed field goals. They turn it over on this last possession.
They haven't been able to finish, Taylor. You know, it's been a little bit of an issue all season when they got in the red zone, but now head coach Mark Stoops needs to find a way to create points. Now they're chasing Tennessee and the clock, most importantly, as it goes to 9 minutes.
Talked about their opportunity to win 10 games in the regular season, which is fading fast here in Knoxville. Jordan has got no place to go, and he's tackled at the 40 as Allen is the last man to him. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, if they can put the finishing touches on this one and either beat Missouri or Vanderbilt in their 2 remaining games, getting to a bowl game would be an impressive accomplishment for Jeremy Pruitt, given all the roster turnover.
If they play the way they played today, they have a very good chance of doing that. This is a different attitude. We talked to Coach Pruitt yesterday, and he talked about instilling that attitude, being aggressive, trying to get these guys to play at a different level. And we talked to the players. They had a very good week of practice, so I'm not so surprised at the way they've come out and executed today.
Jordan, first down run into Kentucky territory. He's still not down, as it's Johnson that finishes him off at the 38-yard line.
You don't teach this jump cut. You either have it or you don't. And it looks like Tim Jordan has it. He's got power, and he's relentless when he's going north and south. Just beautiful vision, good running, tough running, and the way the finish. That's stuff you don't teach in the backfield, making a guy miss.
7th time today they've had a play of 20-plus yards, as that one went for 22. Audrey London, he fumbled the ball. Kentucky's got it again.
And that's something that can't happen if you're London and coming into the game spelling Jordan for one play. He's in the open field, and I think he's trying to change the football from one. It looks like he bumped into his own lineman, Ryan Johnson. He may have hit the hip of Johnson with his right arm, and that caused the ball to come loose.
Graduate player, the transfer from Michigan State.
Bohanna looked like he forced it. And Taylor jumps on the football for the Wildcats. Boy, you're trying to run the clock out. You're having success. That's the last thing that head coach Jeremy Pruitt wanted to see.
Wilson, deep ball. Incomplete, looking for Zaire Hughes, who was double covered.
Buchanan running stride for stride inside the 20-yard line. That was good coverage. Tennessee defense, I've been impressed. They've done a really good job up front harassing Terry Wilson, shutting down Snell in the running game.
Balin Buchanan gets text from his dad, Ray.
You think he gets coached up?
I think he's going to have a text from Ray coming on the great coverage he showcased on that play. Underneath throw to Conrad, and he's got plenty of room to run in front. First down in Tennessee territory at the 45-yard line. It's a 20-yard pickup.
One of those chunk yardage plays that Tennessee desperately needed with 6:48 and counting left to go in this game. Conrad, only 2 receptions, a big one for a touchdown, but Tennessee now driving on the Tennessee side of the 50-yard line.
Wilson sacked by Tuttle. Flag does come in here. Would be the second sack for the senior from Midway, North Carolina.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 2. From the previous spot, 15 yards, automatic first down.
Boy, you really like the effort, but you hate the execution at the end. Number 2 in orange does everything right to get to the quarterback. When he reaches out for the quarterback, he gets a handful of face mask with that right hand. He tried to get off of the face mask, but Tuttle did everything right but finish. He gets caught for the penalty.
It's a play that yields a 15-yard personal foul penalty from where the last play was snapped, but really it's about a 25-yard positive play for Kentucky, negating that sack. Wilson gives it all back there, though, as Darrell Taylor and DeAndre Johnson are there. Darrell Taylor with his 4th sack of the day.
Have an afternoon and evening, Darrell Taylor. He's been relentless, and nobody blocks him on the outside. If you don't account for Taylor wearing 19 today, you're going to ask for trouble if you're the Wildcats on offense.
Now they'll mark it back at the 43. On a 2nd and 23. Wilson will take off, and he's all the way down to the 24, so it'll be 3rd and manageable after a 19-yard run for Wilson, who comes up hobbling.
After a huge loss on 2nd down, Wilson gets his team right back in position with a 3rd and very manageable inside the 25.
Kentucky needs 3 scores in 5 minutes.
The out route up top is there.
Holds on to it too long, and it's intercepted. Marquill Osborne. Kentucky comes up empty again.
The need to finish on offense for Kentucky just hasn't been there on offense. You're in a position to make a play, you got momentum, you throw behind, and Tennessee, this defense, give them all the credit in the world for turning this game around.
Not sure you have the right credit card? Know which one to get? Turn to the nerds. Hey there, aloha. Need a card with great travel rewards? Turn to the nerds. Yowza, that sounded expensive. Time for a credit card with a lower interest rate? Turn to the nerds. Can we crack a window or something? The experts at NerdWallet make it easy to make smart money moves. Compare and find the best credit cards for you at nerdwallet.com.
Sports fans are gearing up at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
The original idea for this commercial was to show you how these Warby Parker glasses were made, but we got held up on this beautiful shot of them getting hand polished. Our glasses start at $95, including prescription lenses. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is your rental counter. And this is you, already on the road. With Turo, this is compact, standard, and full size. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
Did you know half of all guys will experience erectile dysfunction? That's right, half of you. But only 25% get treated, which means the rest of you may want to pay attention. With Roman, you can get ED meds prescribed online, delivered right to your door. Just visit GetRoman.com, chat with the U.S. licensed physician, and you'll get FDA-approved medication delivered in discreet packaging. Roman, let's take care of it. Get your first month free at GetRoman.com/TV.
Hi, I'm Specialist Tyson Hospital, currently deployed in Kosovo. I just want to give a big shout out to my friends and family back home. Go Vols!
That's awesome. We appreciate your service, my friend, on this salute to service in what has been a joyous Saturday on Rocky Top for Tennessee Vols fans. Now it's Tim Jordan off to the races again, up near the 35-yard line for 9 more.
What do you think the chances on offense that Tim Jordan's going to hold on to the football here with 4:35 left to go?
I would think that
Two
Chandler
hands.
and Jordan would have all of their hands
Yes.
all over the football after you've seen a couple of fumbles.
It's not about the yards now. It's about protecting the football and getting that clock to wind.
He's doing exactly that. As Kentucky 7 days ago was 7-1, ranked in the top 10 in the country. They are 4 minutes away from being 7-3 and losing their 17th straight game here in Knoxville.
And credit Tennessee, the way they came out and played today. You know, I wasn't quite sure what to expect after talking to both staffs yesterday, and especially with Tennessee, you felt like they may have been undermanned a little bit on the offensive line. They played very well. They protected their quarterback. They did a great job in the running game, but I think it's the attitude. What Jeremy Pruitt is trying to instill in these guys, they're only going to get better. This is a good starting point for Tennessee.
There's been a lot of comments made about talent and how much does Tennessee currently have. But attitude, effort, that's something that Jeremy Pruitt has not questioned here in Knoxville. And he said earlier this week on that call-in show, Vol Calls, someone called in and asked him, how are you recruiting against the likes of Alabama, against the top-tier programs? He said, wait a minute, we're a top-tier program. We're just not a top-tier team right now, but we are a top-tier program. And their recruiting class would speak to that. They have a top 20 class at the moment, projected for 2019. Jordan again to the ground, Chris.
Yeah, one of the things that Pruitt has liked about the support of Philip Fulmer is that he's explained to people, listen, when Fulmer took over this program, they were here and he brought him here. He said, that's not where we're starting out. Fulmer trying to tell their fans, hey, we're starting all the way down here. So it will take a while if you want to get back to where this stadium would like to be and then celebrate a 1998 championship.
And that's exactly right. And I know that Pruitt, as you said, appreciated that Fulmer understands this is a tougher road to hoe today than when Fulmer was taking over the program as the head coach in the early 90s. I'm just glad we got Chris's boots on TV. We've been waiting all season for that. Let's take a look at the recruiting class. The entire Southeastern Conference is crazy.
What's going on
you
here?
got 11 schools in the top 20, but Tennessee is 16th nationally. That's pretty meaningful given that you're selling a bunch of promise, and that means that a bunch of recruits are buying into this coaching staff.
You know, what Coach Pruitt said to us yesterday, he says, we're competing with Alabama and Georgia and LSU and Auburn on kids because I came here and I wanted to improve a couple things. Phil Fulmer said, what do you need? And I said, I need this, this, and this. A couple months later, he got this, this, and this. The practice field was expanded. The weight room was redone. Everything, every bell and whistle you would need for a recruit to come in and nod his head and say yes is here at Tennessee. Now you got to take that and turn it into wins on the field.
Senior Day next Saturday against the Missouri Tigers. And they go over to Nashville and play the Vanderbilt Commodores, but you can bet there'll be plenty of orange in Vanderbilt Stadium 2 weeks from today. Doyle to punt again. This one off the side of his foot with 1:53 to go in the game. Darrell Taylor, 3 sacks against Georgia a few weeks ago, make it 4 today.
He's been a machine. He's been relentless, tough to pick up. He's been crafty when he's been trying to close down on quarterback Terry Wilson, and he's made it life difficult as an offensive lineman, and especially quarterback Terry Wilson with the 4 sacks. I just think those types of players and plays get contagious, and other guys want to make them, because we saw Shy Tuttle in on a bunch of plays. We've seen good coverage by Buchanan before he went out by Bryce Thompson.
It's Gunnar Hoke who's going to finish up the game here. And Bouvier catches it past the 32-yard line. Gunnar is now playing in his 4th game through a 24-yard touchdown pass to Bouvier against Central Michigan, and battled with Wilson for the starting job at the beginning of the year. Played a little bit against Mizzou a few weeks ago. They'll just throw it away here, 3rd down.
I would say now for Kentucky, after losing in one of the biggest games they've ever played in their history at home against Georgia, they come on the road in a disappointing performance today at Tennessee. They have to find a way, and their head coach, Mark Stoops, who's had a terrific year. Now, be quite honest, this is a team that is overachieving. They feel like they have good players. They feel like they can compete, but now they have to find a way to get that confidence back and win.
They're better than Middle Tennessee. They're better than Louisville.
Yes.
But that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win those games. You have to come out and play a complete performance. As Bowden does make that catch for a 1st down. Well, a 10-win regular season isn't going to happen. 9-3 finish would be nice, but this has just been ugly today, as that's another interception by Osborne, and then he laterals it back.
I guarantee there's going to be a coaching point when the defenders get on the sidelines or close to the sidelines by head coach Jeremy Pruitt.
He never stops coaching.
Game's won, son. Just take the interception and fall down. Something like that.
He is getting into Osborne after his 2nd pick, saying there's no reason to lateral that football, but the junior from Cornelius, North Carolina, just north of Charlotte at the lake, he's had a big game today, but this is good to see.
Well, he's not coaching for today. He's coaching for the future. You know, in a tight game somewhere down the line where you have a junior corner and he's got another chance next year, you can't make that play.
How about Ty Helton yesterday saying he's never seen a coach like Pruitt coach every player, every position, every day in practice, and then on game day too.
That's how you build discipline, and you kind of from the ground up. You don't leave any play that is questionable, you need to get your influence and your handprint on this football team, and that's exactly what Jeremy Pruitt is doing late in this football game.
One more kneel down for Garantano, and the Vols put this one to bed. Tennessee with their first win versus a ranked opponent in the month of November since 2003. They haven't had a lot of opportunities, but they get it done with a dominant performance over the 11th ranked Kentucky Wildcats.
And they did it up front.
Let's go down to the field and Chris Button.
Coach, you knock off number 11 Kentucky in almost all phases of the game. How'd you do it?
Well, we were able to run the ball, and we stopped them from running the ball. So didn't give up many explosive plays, and we made a few, scored some touchdowns in the red area. You know, the last play before the half was huge, you know, but we didn't finish the game the right way. We turned the ball over twice, didn't make a boneheaded decision after an interception. So there's lots of things we can work on.
I know you can find some positives of the way your defense, though, played today, especially Taylor. What'd you think of them?
Well, we got them in long yardage just because we didn't let them run the ball, and so we were able to amp up the pass rush, and Darryl done a good job getting pressure.
I know you're new to this rivalry, but this is 17 straight times in this stadium that you have beaten Kentucky. What have your players taught you about what this rivalry means?
You know, we've really been focused on what we can control, which is Tennessee, so, and I think our guys done a good job of that this week.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
He's got almost no voice left because he has been coaching his team all the livelong day. 24-7, the Vols enjoy a conference win here on Rocky Top. For John Congemi and Chris Button, I'm Taylor Zarzour. SEC Now is next.